Welcome to episode 64 of the Current Backloggers. The date is May 5th. I am your host, KCP, along with my good friend and co-host, Cody G. Cody, how's it going?
We're a month and a half away from 69.
Oh. I like how you had that ready. Because we were not discussing that before it started. You just had that ready to go.
Well, you said 65, and I realized we're what is that?
64, right?
64,
I was
so
going
we're
to say, I'm going to say it.
5 away from the 69.
It's beautiful. Still got to figure out exactly what we're going to do for that. It's a big episode.
Mm-hmm. We should just 69.
I don't think I'll make it on YouTube.
I can just put it on Pornhub and... Wow, I just had the thought of what it must be like giving a blowjob. Being that close to a penis.
I don't know why you're thinking about that.
Because we just said I'm going to be 69 in you, so I'm going to be like... This microphone is what I'd be seeing. But you're pretty well shaved, you said, so... Because I feel like the pubes that's got to be weird. It's going to be a weird texture.
Speaking of pubes, segue, I have something down here I didn't show you. It's a drink that I've talked about for a long time.
I'm worried. Why the fuck would pubes remind you of that?
I told you my segues don't make sense.
Oh, okay.
And then I said down
like
here, so it did actually kind of... Balls is a great drink.
Yeah,
but
it is.
This is a drink I've talked about forever. I don't think you've had it.
Okay.
I think you're going to be really excited. Hopefully you haven't. Are you ready?
Let me get the gum out of my mouth because I feel like that messes with the flavor of stuff.
If you have had it, you're still going to be excited because it hasn't been around for a long time. You ready?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Wait, you said I haven't had it?
I don't think so. But if you have, it's been forever.
I don't want to mention it because I don't want to get this excited. I'm just pulling this out of my ass.
Wait a second.
Is Vault back?
No. You ready?
Yeah. What are you pulling out? I'm so scared. Oh, no way. Honey Girl.
If you're listening on the podcast, I got some Pepsi Blue. Let's transfer because I opened one, so don't drink out of that one. It's
what the fuck?
Have you had it?
No. I know how people feel about it, and you're probably the biggest fan of this.
This is my favorite drink of all time. So before I brought it down, I opened one to taste test it to tell you, because I didn't want to taste together and be like, yeah, it's not the same. It tastes the same.
Tastes the same. When was the last time you had this?
I should have looked it up, but it was only around for like a year. And I got nonstop around then. If I told you...
The expired one?
Yeah. That's
your last one? That's the last memory you had with it?
Yeah, it was probably like 3 years after they stopped selling it, and I found one gas station.
That long?
Yeah.
No.
And no, it was 4 years because...
It's disgusting.
I got it. I was so excited I started drinking it, and I literally spit it out, and I was, what the hell is wrong with this? And I looked, and it was 3 years expired. That's why I know it was 4 years, because 3 years expired.
That's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
I like how it's nothing like Pepsi. Like a lot of them try and mix in the flavor. That's just completely just like a blue icy, but they call it Pepsi.
This would be so good as an icy.
Oh, God.
You're so excited. Where the hell did you find this?
It was at the Kroger's, same Kroger's.
Dude,
I did a double take that had the USA, which I already kind of got a little excited about. I know they do every year, but I think this year is different. Did you notice that? Because like purple this year, so I think it's actually different. But it caught my attention. I did literally a triple take because I was like, wait, what's that next to it? And I was, holy shit, there's no way. No, but I did grab 5. Daniel was like, do you want a basket when we went in? No, I'm just getting a couple things. And then I was carrying around the store. There's a couple things I had, and like 5 of these falling out of my hands.
That's beautiful, buddy. I got to start going over that Kroger. Meijer fucks up the pop game. They still don't have Pib.
I've seen it there a couple times, but yeah, they don't have it very often.
That's good stuff, buddy. Yeah, I like that.
I
still
worried.
taste Pepsi, though.
Do you? I don't taste it at all.
It's not like a Pepsi, but it's like that. See, I sound like a food reviewer, and I don't like that. Because they're talking about sugar drinks, and they're like talking about like it was wine or something. But there's let me get another sip here.
Sugar drinks are better than wine. Also, that's exactly what a food reviewer would do. It's like well, let me get one more sip here.
Mm-hmm.
It's no.
the undertones still have a strong Pepsi flavor.
I was worried that this might be different too because If I remember right, they got rid of it originally because of blue dye in it.
Poop?
What?
Would turn your poop a weird color?
No, I think it was unhealthy because it was blue dye. So I was worried that they completely change it, but to me it tastes exactly how I remember.
Yeah, I feel like I heard the Soviets, some higher up Soviets, loved Coke, but you can't have that capitalistic shit in your society. So they would have them make Coke without the dye and put it in vodka bottles and drink it that way. So I imagine probably the dye doesn't do too much flavor-wise. I'm going to look up blue Pepsi because this has got to be just like a summer thing because I'm guessing with the American flag.
It's a limited time right on it too. It's
2002 to 2004.
Okay, so 2 years.
It's for sale for a limited time during May.
Oh, Jesus. I need to go buy so much more.
Yeah, I feel bad for you, buddy. Looks like Target, Walmart, and Kroger supposedly have this.
It expires in July, too, so I can't even stock up that much. I mean, I'll go through it fast, but still.
That's delicious, yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of do remember. The taste does feel familiar for some reason. But it could be just me mixing ices together all the time, too.
Yeah.
It tastes a lot like an icy.
I think that's why it stuck with me so much, especially as a kid.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Crystal Pepsi was fun, too, when they brought that back. All right, so that's good. There is a Facebook page called TikTards of TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It's an Australian company, and I'm always sharing their videos on my Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
My Facebook's a weird place. I wish I knew how many people unfollow me on Facebook. Because it's a little crazy. Did I tell you Renee's grandma said my Facebook scares her?
No.
Yeah, she was like, her family was talking about my Facebook. We're all hanging out. And some of those videos you share, they scare me. Like, someone needs to unfollow her on my Facebook. This is bad. But yeah, so I share a lot of TikTards. And there's this girl I grew up with. If you ever watched Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, looks like she's right out of that. She's got like 5 kids, and for some reason she does TikTok. And she was really overdue for being on some cringe comps. One of my friends dated her, so I would be like, bro, she's gonna be on. She's gonna fuck around. She's like begging to be on one of those. Well, she called out. She saw me share TikTok on my Facebook profile, and decided to expose them and cancel them by recording a TikTok over their videos and talking about how they make fun of mentally challenged people. So they took her clip that they made of their channel, trying to cancel them, and put it on their profile. And it's bad. There's no music, so I can play it for you real quick. I'm responsible for this, though, because she saw it because of my profile. I'm really... Well, here, I guess you can see it. Can you see it?
Unfortunately.
Just so everyone knows, they made a thing on Facebook making fun of people, and it's called TikTards of TikTok. And there's a lot more.
So she definitely thought she was going to cancel them, but my favorite is I was afraid that I was going to be in the background because it tells you who your friends like pages. Thankfully, I didn't make that cut.
Whoops.
Yeah, so she got a lot of views on that. And there's tons of comments. I'm the reason she knows about that. I feel kind of famous. So that was a weird feeling.
I bet.
They're an Australian company too. So it's the only way she could have found out about it was through me. So the comments were roasting her too. I feel bad. My favorite was the remix Baby with her clips. If you're listening to audio, she was just her doing an overlay over these clearly mentally challenged people on TikTok with her baby crying. The baby cries just make that video though. So I quickly sent it out to all my friends in high school. Like, she's done it. She got it. I told you guys. I told you to invest in Harley memes because, and all the comments are like, dude, you guys need to feature her more. This is great. So, this is what I'm saying, dude. Like, I knew about the Slayton sisters. I knew about Airsoft Fatty before he had 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, of course.
Slayton sisters are the face of TLC. I need to be a manager for these people. I need to curate these
That
people.
sounds not worth whatever you can make.
It sounds like the life. I want to manage these people because I find them and then they like the Slayton sisters, bro. She was flirting with me on Facebook and now she's the face of TLC, Casey.
Wow.
Tammy Slayton was in my DMs. And then she found out I was dating Renee like 4.5 years ago and blocked me. She wanted my body. It's a real story. She's the face of TLC. I should have dumped Renee, and I could have been with the queen of TLC right now. But yes, that's what I've been up to. I know you didn't ask, but I figured I might as well just cut into it.
That's all you've been up to is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Promoting people. So, I'm tired of fucking around with this life, dude. I could be curating. I could be the shepherd of my flock of people.
Yeah, I've always said that about you.
I feel like I'm a talent agent, a talent scout. You know, there's like what's that great movie, a Clint Eastwood movie with Brad Pitt? Was it Moneyball?
Yeah.
I'm Moneyball for cringe.
Was Clint Eastwood in that?
He's
or
a
he
director.
directed? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's a director. But you remember Jonah Hill in that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jonah Hill, or I could be Brad Pitt.
Definitely.
So, I think I found my calling in life.
Well, I hope you don't make it, but best of luck to you.
I could be representing the Slayton sisters right now. One on each arm. I might have to grab them by somewhere else, though, because there were some big ladies. I don't know if I can get one on each arm. We could hold each arm.
I don't think you're that strong. That's all you've been up to, though? It's just the cringe?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I think we already talked about the deck. Did I talk about that?
Yeah, last week.
On the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So besides the deck, and it's been raining, and half of my plants died. Killed them.
Great gardener.
Great gardener. So I think I'm going to go to Lowe's and buy their plants.
There you go. True gardener right there.
True gardener. So, yeah.
Okay. So I've been up to working overtime.
Uh-huh.
And then I decided that overtime wasn't enough at work, so I meant to talk about last week. I told you after the show. But I went out for my first night of Uber Eats. I signed up for it. And I worked 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on Sunday. And then I went out at 5 o'clock to start Uber Eats. And I'd never done it. I didn't know what I was doing, so I was like, I might do a delivery or two, see how this works. And I didn't get home till 11:30 p.m. because when I first started doing it, I was getting some requests. They didn't seem that great. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. Later, I realized some of them I should have accepted, but I didn't know exactly how to work yet.
It's like a video game.
It's funny you say that. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
So then I started accepting them. I planned to just stay in the Easton area, and I ended up going around Central Ohio, not anywhere crazy or anything. It was Easton, Worthington, Westerville, and Polaris, so all those locations.
Good areas.
Yeah, it shows you where you're going to pick it up at, so I can avoid restaurants that'll make me throw up. It'll show me where you're going to take them, so I can avoid areas that somebody's just waving at the shotgun as soon as I take them to their burrito.
Grove City.
Yeah. So I avoided all those on purpose, so that's why I end up in those areas. But the more I did, I realized I couldn't just stay just at Easton. It was impossible to make that happen and still make money doing it. So I drove the same street multiple times. I passed the same cop 6 times one time, or at different times. This cop is definitely going to pull me over if he sees what's happening. Why do you just keep passing me over and over?
Like a drug dealer.
Yeah. I was really waiting to get pulled over. I wasn't doing anything wrong. And so this seems so suspicious that the same car would keep driving down this road. But that's because I kept just getting different deliveries. And I ended up making, it was $101 in 5 hours, so about $20 an hour. That's before taxes and gas and everything, obviously. But I guess you can get that written off if you do it right. So
Yeah, every mile.
yeah, and the gas if you keep receipts, and mechanical work, I hear. So gonna look into
Yeah,
that.
watch your insurance though.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to that, and
Did you check in on that?
yeah,
Okay.
Uber Eats has a lot of coverage that the other ones don't as well.
What is it?
Uber Eats has a lot of coverage that the other ones don't.
What do you mean?
Insurance.
Oh, they have their own insurance?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I thought it would be, I wanted to do it because I thought it'd be a good change of pace to make extra money, but also something that I could be in control of and kind of just do whenever, opposed to get another job and having like committed to it. So the nice part is I did it Sunday. I haven't done it since, but I've been actually fiending to do it again, which I did not expect.
Really?
Yeah, I'd the first little bit when I was getting those requests and kind of declining them because they didn't seem great. You know, I said some of them were, but I didn't realize at the time. Then there was like a 30-minute gap where I wasn't getting any requests. I mean, this sucks. This is how it's going to be. But then I got my first one, and then just kept rolling. There, just as soon as one ended, another one would pop up. And then some of them I'd be driving and one would pop up while I was driving. And it literally became a video game. It's funny you said that.
Wow.
And I even told Danielle that. She was like, it's like a video game to you. And I was like, oh, it literally was like that. I planned to go for, like I said, 1 or 2 deliveries at 5 o'clock. And I was like, I won't stay past dark because it's the first time I'd done it. Who knows what's going on? But then, like I said, I recognized everywhere I was and didn't feel unsafe. So I just kept doing it. And it was a point where I left the app going even when I was pulling into here, and the request kept coming in. I was like, oh, I could just do one more. I better stop myself because I did that 5 times before I actually came home. I was like, all right, I'll just do one more. And then I finished it, and then one would pop up as I was going. Well, that's not that far. I might as well do that one. And I just kept extending it, and then I realized I had to finally stop myself.
Wow.
No crazy stories yet. If I keep doing it, I'm sure it's a matter of time till you run into something, but nothing super interesting. One dude, most of them were like McDonald's, Jersey Mike's, all the normal places. Like I said, you can see where you're going, so there's a bunch of places I didn't even know how to pronounce, so I was like, definitely not going there. No, thank you. But the weirder one I had, which I'm sure isn't that weird if you do this often, but it was in Polaris. It was fire belly wings.
Never heard of that.
Me either. And I pulled up to a Renaissance, a super nice hotel. And I was like, what the hell is he like in here? And I went in, and there's this super fancy bar, and everybody's dressed up like so crazy. And I walked up and do you know where Fire Belly Wings is? And you're here.
Oh.
Oh, okay. And then I got the delivery and I left. I don't know, unless you stayed at the hotel and you had it when you were like in the room. I don't know how you even find that. Like, what draws you to get a hotel food delivered to you?
Renee loves wings, so I'm gonna try to remember this. Fire belly.
Yeah, Fire Belly Wings in Polaris.
That sounds hot. Like, you know what I mean.
Sounds pretty gross.
Fucking sexy. Is this the only one? Oh, they're all over. There's one in Glendale, Arizona. Canton, Georgia.
That's odd.
There's one in Chicago.
Nothing super interesting happened though. Like I said, I'll keep you updated depending on how much I do it.
Do you think it's Renaissance hotels that do those?
That do the Fire Belly, you mean?
Yeah.
It definitely was there. I don't know if that's how all of them are or not.
Maybe it's their thing. Maybe that's why they're everywhere.
Yeah, that could be.
It's kind of smart to do that.
Yeah. But like I said, nothing super interesting happening yet. I'll keep you updated the more I potentially do it.
You gotta run into something at some point.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, the craziest thing, and didn't end up being crazy, most of them just said, like, leave it at the door, and you just leave it there and knock and leave. But one dude...
Take a photo.
Yeah. One dude was on a note said, wait in the car. This seems a little odd. Is this guy just going to pull up and, all right, the car's mine now? And I pulled up, and I was like, oh, God. And it was a dead end, too. And I was like, oh, great. Of course, this is perfect scenario. Somebody wanted to do something like this. But then he came out and, hey, thanks a lot, man. And then he gave me a $15 tip, which is
Holy
the
cow.
biggest by far. And it was a massive Bob Evans order. I guess that is something I could say. I think I figured out how backwards all this shit is and why you get food so late and so cold when you do these services. Like I said, part of the reason I did this was because I hate so much the service you get from these things. That's why I don't even order from them. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the change. I'm going to be a better service. But I started realizing, I think, definitely part of the time, I think it's the delivery people, because I could have fucked around so much and wasted time or ordered my food while I was waiting on their food. Because you'll get bad reviews and potentially get knocked off. But you could do so much fucking around if you wanted to and waste so much time, which I'm sure happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But I realized, even if you're doing it correctly, that I think the app is or all the apps are probably not set up well. I accepted an order at Bob Evans, and it says 10 minutes away. I got there within 8 minutes, and the doors were locked. And I was like, what the hell? And I called him, and he's like, you ever closed? I had a order for Uber Eats. All right, I'll bring it out. And he sounded like upset. So, sorry, I don't know. This thing got messed up or what. It said I was 10 minutes away. I got here in 8 minutes. Oh, yeah, it was definitely ordered quite a while ago. And I looked at the receipt. I got there at 8:10, I think, and it was ordered at 7:10. So I think the app just lets people order and then waits for somebody to pick it up.
Wow.
I'm like, here, I'll take this order. But I feel like that's a backwards way of doing it. I feel like they shouldn't let people order until they know they have somebody pick it up. Or, like I said, there was a time period where I didn't get any for like 30 minutes. So obviously there's plenty of people out driving. So I feel like it needs to deliver to people faster, like as far as like the notification popping up and letting people accept it.
Can you read your reviews?
Yeah, I don't have enough yet, but you can.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Like everybody I delivered to tipped me, which isn't. You had the option not to tip, and like I said, that dude did 15, so I can't imagine it'd be too bad.
How does it just go into your app and you can cash out?
Yeah, you can link your bank account, and they'll give it to you every week, or you can you can get one of their debit cards for free, and they'll instantly go to it. So that way, if you need to cash instantly, or you can instantly cash. The cool part is, I guess, if you're somebody that really needed money and you need it like that day, you can, like I said, do the debit card thing, or even if you just want to use your bank account, you can spend like 25 cents or whatever and instantly deposit it. So you can literally get money that day if you needed it.
Okay.
Which is really cool. So I'll keep you updated on my adventures there. Besides that, I went to the Blue Jackets game the other night. It's one of the first ones I've been to in a while, and one of the last games of the season. Michaela and her boyfriend were there, and we met them after work. So we missed the first period and then a couple minutes of the second period. We got there, it was 0-0.
That was a loss, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was 0-0 when we got there.
A lot of those recently, unfortunately.
And then not long after we got there, they went down 3-0. So we looked like real bad luck coming in, and no goals and then 3 goals almost as soon as we get there. And kind of a bummer just dragging on like that. And then got to the third period, though. I feel like it's spiking a little. And Emil Benstrom, one of our younger players, has been in the minor league most of the year. They brought him up recently.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't had a goal all year because he only played a few games. But the crazy part is they came back to tie it at 3, and he scored all 3 of the goals, so he got a hat trick.
Wow.
And kind of lame, though, because for a while they weren't even throwing hats on the ice because of the virus. But now they started doing it, and we're in the upper bowl. So me and Michaela's boyfriend had our hats on. I was like, gotta do it if it gets a hat trick. Obviously not expecting it, especially from a player like that, and to get all 3 of the goals. So we're, shit, and we threw them. And then there wasn't, it was probably sold out, but that's still 5,000 or 6,000 people. So there's a lot of empty rows. So I just saw both our hats hit the ground, and then nobody threw them down to an upper bowl. Usually people continually throw them down, like if it hits them, then they keep throwing it, but just nobody grabbed it, and they just sat there. So I at least went and picked them up after the game and was able to get them back. but it was a bummer seeing a hat trick, and it was his first game ever.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and then just having the hats brought back to us, and then the Predators scored in overtime to win it 4-3. So it was still a really good game. And if that kind of game was your first game and you had that crowd, you know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Being down 3-0, and then
You remember my first game in Chicago?
Yeah, very similar.
Beautiful game.
And somebody getting their hat trick, and like I said, all the team's goals scored by the same player, and he gets a hat trick and you still lose was a little depressing. But besides that, I talked about it last week, I think, on here. Cleveland for the NFL draft.
Yeah, buddy.
It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it.
A lot of Broncos fans?
A decent amount, actually. I was overwhelmingly Brown fans, unfortunately, but I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, that's the dumbest chant in the world. Even their barks don't sound like barks.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what dog this is, because no dog sounds like this.
Dude, did you you guys got to see Myles Garrett then?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh,
and,
dude, didn't he look yoked in that fucking suit? Dude,
and Machine Gun Kelly. We didn't get to see him perform, but he was
I
there.
was going to say, wasn't he the last day? That's awesome.
Yeah, but he was there.
Jealous. Were you guys close to the stage?
We weren't for the second round. It was crazy, and I didn't realize how far back we were going to be. And it was fun being in the atmosphere and being around it, but it was kind of a bummer because, man, you can barely see. It's kind of terrible views. So then we started doing more of the activities and stuff after the second round. And then we went inside the stadium, and you could watch the draft from in there. And we were sitting in there, and I was like, well, the Broncos are about to pick, so I'm going to go outside to watch. You guys don't have to come if you don't want to. Yeah, we're just going to stay in here. And then they should have came with me because they opened up the gates to where we were blocked off at, and I got almost right up to the stage for the third round, and it was so cool. So all the people I went with, they're like, yeah, it was fun hanging out with you guys, but this experience was kind of lame. I wouldn't do it again. And I felt totally different. I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I loved all of it. Even when it was kind of a bummer not having the view. I was like, just being in the atmosphere is so cool. So I absolutely loved it. And the Browns fans can suck a dick. They multiple times chanted Super Bowl and Super Bowl bound, which you might not think sounds ridiculous since they weren't far off last year. But hearing a team do that's never even made to a Super Bowl was very laughable. And it's not going to happen.
I don't think they're wrong, buddy.
I think they're wrong.
Don't think they're wrong.
We can think of a bet sometime on here if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Because they're wrong.
I don't know if they'll... I think as long as the chemistry stays good. Like, this draft, man, was amazing. There's a few things, like I told you, the O-line would have been nicer to focus on, but I feel like the choices were good. And there's almost too much talent now. And I think it's meshing well. Everybody's young.
Really don't think so.
Oh, I'm excited.
I finally met...
Didn't Myles Garrett do the dog chant too?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been cold chills for me. That would have been actual cold chills. Might have cried.
It was cringe for me. I was, holy shit, this is so dumb.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. I probably would have cried. Probably would have held your hand. That would have been so beautiful.
Yeah, I was sort of showing anger
So
and cringe.
jealous.
This is so dumb.
You don't have to realize how jealous I am of you.
It was to the point where when the Steelers were picking, I wanted to cheer for them.
Yeah, then Run. Did you get to see Run?
Yep.
Oh,
And yeah,
cool.
you want to hear something great?
What's that?
They were all booing him, of course, because he was talking about the Steelers and picking for him.
Terrible towel.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But then the great part was, like 3 picks later, they were playing music like in between, just like this. Oh, it was a terrible cover. Not the one I sent you. It was on stage, a cover band that was playing all these popular songs, and it was so bad. But they started playing, what's Run DMC's biggest song? I'm blanking. Yeah.
With Aerosmith?
Yep. And this girl decked out in brown stuff that was just booing this guy. Run DMC can do no wrong, and started dancing. I was like,
really? Yeah, I still would like the music. And
well, I think
is he from there too?
I don't know, but I think they can do wrong because she was just booing him, and then she said they can do no wrong.
I would have booed him too, just because he got that fucking shitty towel up there and he knows what he's doing. But I still enjoy the music.
Yeah, they actually weren't too bad to me, but I think the Browns fans, like they were before, like a touchdown Brohawks. But
Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. Also, Myles Garrett is a better player than JJ. I don't care.
But I think that was probably just because the atmosphere and having so many different fans that they probably weren't focusing on it like they would at a game. But they definitely recognize every time the Steelers were picking.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that's a rivalry, but their class would show through there because they would literally start fuck you Steelers chants and not like a little group of people, most of the crowd doing it. And then there's a Steeler fan next to me. Like, yeah, let's hear it. Come on, keep doing it. And they just all kept chanting it. And I was like, you guys are making me want to root for a Steelers fan. What's wrong with you fucking people?
Fuck the Steelers.
And that's what I usually say, but they're playing the Browns, destroy them. There is actually one normal, kind Browns fan I met, though.
I wasn't there, buddy.
Yep. So this is exception. But I was this is when I was getting close up to the stage, and he was decked out in brown stuff. And he's like, I could tell they were looking at me. I was like, oh, great, here we go. And then he's like, go ahead, ask him. I was like, oh, my God. And he's like, hey, man, what jersey are you wearing? And it was my orange one, so they think it's a Browns player. And I was like, oh, it's not what you guys want to see. It's Von Miller. And I opened up. Oh, no, man, I can respect that. He destroys the league, so I respect it. And I even told him, I was like, wow, I got to be honest. I was waiting for you to be a douche because every Browns fan I meet is a fucking asshole. And he's like, dude, I got to be honest. I'm a lifelong Browns fan, but I'm not going to back up any of these fans. They are the worst fan base in the league. And I've been to every stadium as an away fan, and nobody gets treated like they do here in Cleveland.
Wow.
I was like, I believe that. I've only been to a couple, but I saw a vast difference between here and even Cincinnati in the same state.
Yeah, well, I've never experienced that, but I'm sure he's probably not wrong. Just from your story. Like, Renee wants to go to the Lions game this year, and I was like, I don't know if you do or no. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, especially Michigan team. I don't think that'd be good.
Yeah, and then the Broncos, buddy.
Oh, I told you I'm down for that.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
We should definitely do this then.
No, I'm down.
You want to do it?
Yep.
You want to start looking around tickets? Let me know a price, and we'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
schedule comes out May 12th, so then we'll probably start getting actual details about shit and have a
I'm
date. All right.
I'm in. I might have to fight some people for you, though. I don't take well to that.
Well, maybe now that they're Super Bowl bound, maybe they'll have a different tone.
I doubt it. When they were in the trash fire, you said they had the same. They're probably just more confident now.
Oops. You want to hear something else crazy?
What's that?
It's two of my most hated teams. Another really nice person I met was
Patriots?
no, not that bad. The Lions fan.
Oh.
I met him at the front of the stage, and we started talking for quite a while, and he started talking about all the games he's been to, and he's like, yeah, I've been to a lot of the away games. I actually went to Cleveland last year. Probably the worst experience I had at an away game.
Jesus Christ.
And he's like, I've been to, and he listed like 12 stadiums. And he's like, even the Packers, our division rival, everyone there was super nice to me and acted like I was their friend. And we had shit talk, but it was all in good fun. And there I literally felt unsafe. Yeah. I know how that is. And he's like, and as you can see, I'm a Michigan State fan. And I was like, yeah, that's Jesus Christ. And he's like, I even went to an Ohio State game. And I was like, oh, no, I'll be the first one to say I love Ohio State, but their fans can be terrible. Oh, no, I was actually going to say they I think they could get that way, but I actually had a really good time there. And I think it helped I was a Michigan State fan because you guys were beating us, but instead of talking shit, I just talked shit about Michigan, then we all bonded talking shit about Michigan.
I think everybody can bond with that, buddy.
That was
Yeah, I kind of told her, I was like, I don't think I want to go to, because I'll definitely get in a fight there. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. We were like the same boat as, like before, like we could look at Lions fans and be like, oh, we're both retarded. We both have terrible ass teams. And then there's something about Usually Browns fans are drunk too. There's probably a lot of drunk people there, huh?
At the game I went to, you mean?
No,
Oh, there
draft.
definitely was, yeah.
Because there's nothing to be that cocky about, or that
No, that's what I was so confused about.
so disrespectful. But yep, go Brownies.
That's right. But no, I recommend the experience no matter where it is, even if it's not Cleveland. I think it would be so much fun. And I think why they didn't like it as much, they were looking forward to a lot of the activities, like you could try and kick a field goal, 40-yard dash. They had all that kind of stuff, which I was down to do, but I was more excited for the draft and the atmosphere. So I absolutely loved it. We didn't get to do a lot of that stuff or any of it because the lines were so long. This was the most people I've been around since all this started, and that was the funniest part. Last year they were pushing so heavy about staying home and being safe. They literally did the draft virtually. And then they still acted like they're doing that this year. And they play ads and talk about how supportive they are and how everybody needs to come together and the commissioner would come out. And you'd be like, we all need to understand how big a deal this is. And we all need to be safe. Well, about probably 50,000 people were there. But I was going to say 90,000 because I don't know if you heard. They said the first 2 days there was 90,000 people there. And then by day 3, there was 160,000 throughout like the whole 3 days. So it's we talked a few times on here about how businesses actually care about staying at home and the vaccine and all this. It's just total bullshit. They don't care as long as they can make money and do it. I think the NFL would have operated at 100% capacity last year if they didn't have backlash. I just think they had no choice but not to do that because, like I said, even the Super Bowl this year sold out and people were shoulder to shoulder. This one they had, you talked about it, the vaccinated section, that if you were vaccinated, you had a chance to get up closer.
Yeah, because the guy at work told me, like, oh, you can't get in, man, unless you have the vaccine.
No, you could, and you're still supposed to wear your mask. All of those people didn't have their mask on and were literally, it was like a concert pit. They were just all up on each other.
Was it that much closer?
Yeah, but you also didn't get a for sure shot at it. It was still
shot at it.
But it was just so funny seeing this 180 and seeing how much they actually care about stuff, and while they're touting about how they need to stay at home and stay safe, and how last year they couldn't even be there, but yet they know they have 50,000 people shoulder to shoulder, and all these vaccinated people not wearing masks, and a lot of unvaccinated people not wearing masks too because nobody could stop them. And there was people that just walk around. There's signs that have a mask on it, and that was just their job. And they just walk by people and just have it, and they wouldn't even be like, hey, you got to put yours on. They just walk by with the sign.
That's beautiful. That's how it should be. Your choice.
But the point in saying that is there's a lot of people, so all that kind of stuff had crazy lines, which is weird to think about with all this going on because you're so unused to that. So we didn't get to do any of the activities. I think that's why they were bummed. But to me, I wanted to see the draft most. And like I said, at the beginning when I didn't have the best view, I was kind of like, But then when I got that view, it was like everything I imagined, which sounds corny, but it's true. And
who all did the Broncos picks?
They had, the commissioner always picks the first couple. And then they had Steve Atwater, which he's one of their best players from like the late 80s, early 90s. I'm not sure if they had anybody else pick him. But then, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, seeing the draft was really cool. The best way I can describe it, especially to you, is even being around is so cool. The atmosphere, it's like a PAX where everybody's there for the same thing. And it's also cool seeing so many different teams and everybody in the same location together because you never see that, something like that, where everybody has different jerseys. Even at a game, you see the same two teams. But I didn't keep track to see if I saw every team there, but I felt like I was consistently seeing different teams, besides the Browns, obviously, which is so cool, and just having everybody there for the same thing and everybody be excited like they are at PAX, because that's one of the fun things about the draft. Like halfway through the NFL season, a lot of fans don't care about their team anymore because they're not doing well or jump ship or whatever. But the draft, everybody's kind of on even-ish playing field. There's no season yet, so everybody thinks they have a chance. So it's cool seeing that excitement and being around everybody that's there for the same thing. There's actually a
Used to be the most exciting thing about being a Browns fan.
yeah.
Kind of nice the last couple drafts not caring. Well, I mean, you care, but
Yeah. Yeah, that was Derek's friend that went with us. Yeah, man, I got to be honest. I don't even care about the draft. I just want to get the season started with. We don't really need this. Wow, that's coming from a Browns fan. I don't know about that. Best of luck to you.
yeah. Let's see. What year did the Broncos win the Super Bowl? 16? 15?
I think 15. These years get so mixed up so easily now.
So, let's see. I've been watching watched the Browns in the early 2000s on the couch with my grandpa. On the couch.
Hey.
But then I didn't care for a long time, and then you got me back into football with the Broncos. So pretty much from on then till a couple of years ago, that was the most exciting part, was the draft. Seeing like, oh, what are the Browns going to pick? Who are they going to turn this around?
Yeah, I don't know. To me, the draft's always exciting when the Broncos were consistently one of the best teams in the league. Like I said, because it's just so exciting seeing that.
Oh, it is exciting. I
Yeah.
should correct myself. It was fun waiting for those picks, but it wasn't the only excitement, I guess I should say.
I also love seeing where Ohio State players go. It's always exciting if it's not to the Browns or the Broncos. The Broncos also took 2 Ohio State players, which I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before.
Really? A lot of
Yeah.
talent, man. The Browns took one. How many OSU players went in the draft?
I don't know this year. I know they still had the most first-round picks and the most picks in draft history overall.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know if there's anything
People
else to say
talking
about
no
the
shit
draft.
about them, though, too, at the same time. All the QBs are.
Yeah.
Fields is going to change it.
I hope so. He has former Destroyers quarterback coaching him, too.
Really?
The head coach of the Bears used to quarterback the
that's right.
Destroyers, which
That's
is
right.
really cool.
This is kind of his last shot, too, isn't it? I heard.
Probably, which I think is weird because I don't think it's his fault. And he turned the team a year before this. He turned the Bears around. They were terrible for like 4 years, and he turned them into a playoff contender.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of weird that they're saying that. I'd be okay if the Broncos got him. If they don't do it well, I'll take him.
Surprised they didn't.
Yeah. I think
Kinda
that's
makes
all I
the
had
Aaron
to.
Rodgers rumor a little.
Oh, no,
crazier.
not Justin Fields. I meant I'll take the Bears coach.
Oh.
Yeah, like I said, I never thought they were taking quarterback in the draft. I said that all along. As cool as it would be to have Justin Fields, I don't think it would even be smart. They're the worst offensive line in the league, so I don't know what putting a more inexperienced quarterback behind that is going to do.
Be the Bengals all over again.
Yeah.
Bengals.
But I think that's all about the draft. There was some excitement after the draft, if you would like to hear about it.
Uh-oh.
This was, they said this made the trip for them. It was entertaining, but they said they're kind of bummed with the trip until this point. I took them to Guy's Pizza,
Oh, no.
which that wasn't where the excitement was.
I thought you saw a murder or something.
We thought we were going to. So I think you would have been really let down if you were there because Derek's friend said it was good, but Derek and Colin both said it wasn't very good. It was like, they said it was like a 3 out of 8.
That would have been the fight. That would have been the murder right there.
The sad part was they were judging us before the pizza, but it was sad. I got s'mores and they were so burnt. You remember how good the s'more things were? They were like black and like hollow on the inside because they cooked them too long.
Uh-oh.
And then I got cinnamon sticks, which I never had there, and they looked really good. But we had a whole conspiracy theory. We don't know what happened with them. Derek said they had salt on them, and then it kept
s'mores? Oh, the cinnamon sticks.
Yeah. Then just kept evolving because I saw this like yellow liquid next to it, and I was like, "Wait, is that?"
They put garlic on them?
Yeah. And when I went up they called my name, and I went up there, and I was like, "You said Casey?" Yeah. What'd you have? And I told them, "Okay, that's not it." And they put it to the side. I was like, what the hell? And then they called me again, and then they gave it to me. So we're thinking maybe they did it wrong and they just went back and fixed it up. So maybe they made garlic breadsticks, and then, oh shit, put some cinnamon on there and maybe throw some salt on there. We don't know what happened to it. And then the s'mores, they just fucking misprepared those. But
It's the most Cleveland thing ever.
yeah. So then where the fun started was Derek's friend went to go to the bathroom, and he came back and, dude, I just opened the door, and there's definitely somebody in there. So I just left. And it was just like a single-person bathroom. And I was like, yeah, I went in there, and he's like, I don't know why you didn't lock the door. And I was like, no, the door doesn't lock. I went in there. So that's why this guy's just sitting on the toilet and not able to lock it. Yeah.
What the fuck?
But then it was like 20 minutes, and dude, what the hell? I need to go to the bathroom. So he went in, and he came back out, and he started talking to the worker. And yeah, dude, there's a guy in there who's just bleeding from his mouth. And
What the fuck?
And then this guy waddled out of the kitchen. So it just seemed, it was, you're talking about the most, yeah. Well, no, the guy that waddled out did. You're talking about the most Cleveland thing ever. This guy was just like, oh, God, here we go, another Friday night. And he opened the door. This guy's leaking blood. Is this any of your guys' guy? And, no.
Sounds like the cops kind of guy, though.
Actually, ironically enough, the cops were there 5 minutes before that. And we also saw him go back there and open the door and then shut it.
Whoa.
And
cops don't give a shit.
Well, I think they probably did the same thing. They're, oh, shit, somebody's legs are in there, and just shut it because they probably just saw it was open. But we were talking about that. Oh, shit, their body just slammed it. But then this dude came stumbling out. And
the blood?
Yeah. And he looked homeless. And I was guessing that's probably what happened. And he's like falling over when he came out. And the guy's like, you gotta go. You gotta go. And he's like, I can't do it, man. I'm going to call the cops. You want to get out of here? And then he got out. Man, they just jumped me, though, bro. Who jumped you? And this guy was black. The black guys, man, they jumped me. And
what the fuck?
All right, man, we got to go. And then we saw him. He started wandering away. That's the last we saw him.
It was actually Johnny Manziel.
And they said that's what made their trip. They said until then they were pretty bummed. Not the pizza, not the draft.
Well, I would have taken their place. I would have had fun. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of them.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I probably didn't do the story justice, and it was way more crazy if you were there, and the ongoing conspiracy about the breadsticks and the salt and the garlic. I can't do it justice, and Derek was like licking it and then taste test, kind of like you were doing this, but he was like actually concerned about what was happening with it.
What's crazy is like after Gladiators games, that place was delicious.
Oh, it was, and I still thought the pizza was really good. It's just, and I think the other stuff would have been good if they didn't cook the s'mores too long and they didn't do whatever they did with the breadsticks.
Well, next time you guys should just go to Detroit if they like that kind of stuff. They would have loved Detroit.
I think that's all I've been up to, though. I know it's a decent amount more than normal. But do you have anything that we forgot about from the weeks before?
Nope. I forgot we were doing a podcast.
Yeah, usually I don't talk that long with that kind of stuff, but I'd like to hear about the draft and the nonsense.
Still very
and my
jealous
Uber
about
Eats.
the draft.
I know. We can go to Las Vegas next year for it.
I'm down.
Las
But
Vegas be fun
100%
anyways.
down for the Broncos game.
Oh, I really am too.
Yeah, so text me some info.
Okay.
The only person I can think of is me. Jason.
I feel like he wouldn't go, but if he does, I'm down.
He's been to a bunch of games.
Yeah, I just feel like he won't now with.
The vid.
Yeah, and the baby. That was what I was saying, but.
Yeah. Would Derek still go even though it's not, he doesn't care?
He might. He just likes going to games, so maybe.
Ryan would hate it, but he'd probably go.
I think he would. Yeah, and he'd probably wear brown stuff just not to do it. Even though he says he likes the Broncos.
I like the Broncos too.
Yeah.
We should do a split.
No, don't.
Or like a Broncos
you dare.
glove or something.
No. So the things I forgot about from the weeks before, we're talking about relaxing games with James' email. I totally meant to mention Viva Pinata, which is part of the...
Sorry. Can we talk about it was not a better time to start watching the Broncos, though, than that year?
Oh, yeah.
It was a cool season, man.
Yeah.
It's fun to look back on. It's the last football game I watched with my dad, or my grandpa, too.
Really?
Yeah, the Patriots game. The playoff game?
Yeah.
That was it. That was it.
That's a good one.
The Browns fan, yeah. He was a little out of it, though. Because he just, broke. He's like, grab my hand. We got to pray for these football players. So then he said a prayer over the Broncos. Then they won the Super Bowl. So he was a diehard Browns fan, but who knows?
Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry, but that was a fun. And I didn't know Von Miller and him were taking the first and second round.
Yep.
That made that game so much cooler. But good times, buddy. When they take Aaron Rodgers, they'll be back there.
I don't think they're going to. We'll see.
Sorry, go ahead.
But I should have mentioned Viva Pinata, a fantastic Rare game. It's super relaxing, part of the Rare Replay if you have Game Pass. And then I don't know if I mentioned it. I know I talked about watching the Imagineering story multiple times, the documentary on Disney Plus. I finished that. Can't remember if I said I finished it or not. And I just want to say that for when we do our end of the year awards in case I have it in there. So it doesn't look like I threw something in there I didn't actually finish.
Okay.
But that was it. Do you have any corrections, question, or feedback?
No.
No. I got a couple. So last episode, if you watched it on YouTube, it was episode 63. And I totally put 64 on the graphic, like when the video starts up. Because when I was editing it, I was doing notes for episode 64, so I think in my mind, it just transferred into that episode, even though that was the episode behind. And then if you listen on podcast services, I just realized when I started getting notes for this one that I never uploaded episode 63 on podcast format. So I'm going to do that after this episode. Well, I'll do it now, but when you're seeing this, it'll already be up. And then we have an email from question of the week here from James B. Let me get to it. I should have had it ready. Was that a good one?
That was disgusting.
Felt some power behind that boy. All right, so he says, how's it going, guys?
It's going good, buddy.
My question this week is a simpler one. Do you have any go-to snacks while gaming? And if you do, what are they? One of mine has always been goldfish. Signed, Sasquatch. So you, sir?
It's kind of just whatever's in the house. I always need a pop, though. There always has to be one of those going.
Yeah.
Usually Mountain Dews. Mountain Dew Doritos, the stereotype. Usually whatever I have. I don't really care. I don't eat that much when I'm playing games. But I will definitely eat a lot when I'm not playing games.
That's weird because I definitely eat a shitload and drink even more when I'm playing games. And ironically enough, I hate Doritos and Mountain Dew is just okay to me like regular Mountain Dew. So I know that is a stereotype, but somehow I've kind of always just stayed away from it naturally. I'm kind of like you. There's not things I get in particular. I feel like I do notice things I get more often, but I feel like that's just because I generally eat them, not because of video games. Goldfish is definitely a good one. That's an easy one you can do while you're playing, and they're delicious.
Pour them in your mouth.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. I feel like the go-tos are usually stuff that's easy to do like that. A lot of times I'll eat the pretzel sticks, like the little rods, the rolled gold. Those are fantastic.
Little rods rolled. Say that again?
The rolled gold, the little
rolled
rod.
Gold, little rods.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. It just sounds like a porn star name or something.
That is terrible. I hope not. I don't think that's porn. I think it's something else. Cheez-Its are always good. Obviously, you see me stream games. Pizza is a common occurrence. But there doesn't seem to be anything particular like I only do when I'm gaming. I feel like a lot of people have that, but I don't think there's anything I can think of in particular that I do that with.
We need to do that breakfast place again.
Yeah. I had that the other day, actually.
So jealous. Sometimes they think about it.
It's only like 2 minutes from here. We can even go there. But, yeah, I can't think of anything in particular.
24 hours?
No.
Oh.
Maybe Danielle will actually maybe notice more so what I tend to eat. I feel like I do it without even thinking. Because I'm just like, the game, and grab something and go. So maybe something that I know candy and fruit snacks are always, as you know, I think for me, as you can see them littered around here. Pibs are pretty much a constant when I'm doing it as far as drinking. It's funny James asked this, though. I think it was a Giant Bombcast a couple weeks ago, some podcast.
Rip.
Somebody wrote into them and asked if they had anything that they line up with their gaming themes. Like they said, when they play Sea of Thieves, they always have rum with it. And
yuck.
And then they said another one. I was like, that's actually kind of funny. I wish I could think of ones that would line up with games like that. Like, I don't want rum, but if you do like that, that is like the most generic, perfect thing to have, like a pirate. They said another one that was clever, but I can't remember what it was. I think it's a really funny idea that I never thought of.
Yeah, Yeah, I can't think of any.
Yeah, so if you have any corrections, questions, or feedback, you can send to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. And thanks for the email, James. Sorry again that I don't have the best answer for you, but maybe Danielle will get a better one for us in the comments. And then we can get to news if you want, Guy.
Let's do it. Start with Casey's news first because it's the least important. Here, real quick though, we do have an ad from our sponsor here. Real quick, make sure you go subscribe to TikTards of TikTok. If you use the code currentbackloggers when you subscribe to them, you get a 10% discount.
Just so everyone knows, they made a thing on Facebook making fun of people, and it's called TikTards of TikTok.
I mean, it's just like, did she realize she wrote an ad for them? One of the comments says, like, dude, this might be your guys' new ad.
You know what the crying sounds like?
Child neglect.
Kind of. It sounds like a crying baby in Lost.
Okay, I can see that.
Because we always comment on that. I know it's all a specific thing, but we all comment on that when we were watching it.
All right, this one's from Polygon. This is See Real from Casey here. The Casey title. You've probably heard of the Pokemon card crisis. You've probably heard that the Pokemon card crisis is so dire, retailers like Target. I was laughing so hard when I read this last night.
How you like this?
Retailers like Target have instructed employees to please consider calling this is what you should call the cops on. Imagine that's what you get called there for. What do you do? Don't buy. What the fuck, dude? Considered calling the cops on scalpers. Perhaps you know about the McDonald's mass purchasing sprees by full-grown adults. Yeah, who would go buy those? Who are these full-grown adults?
I almost took that part out there for you, but yeah, I'll probably find it funny.
Who would go do that and record a YouTube video and upload it to YouTube? Cody Grove channel. Perhaps you know about the McDonald's mass purchasing sprees by full-grown adults that left many restaurants devoid of Happy Meals for actual children. That's not true. I went back weeks later, and I was actually punching children. It sounds like you're like killing children the way they wrote this. But the fervor around collectible card games has spread out beyond big box stores and chain restaurants, and can now be witnessed even at cereal aisles of your grocery store. Ooh. In March, the Pokemon... Do you not realize making this article also fuels it? You're part of the problem. In March, the Pokemon Company announced the partnership with General Mills that would pack in the set of 3 cards into cereals such as Golden Grahams Trix, Cocoa Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Lucky Charms. I just realized how ridiculous the names of those things are. With 14 cards in total, each pack contains at least one holographic Pikachu collectible. And certain stores like Walmart got special distribution for monsters like Galarian Ponyta. First of all, I've seen these at lots of grocery stores. There's no shortage of these. Yeah, they're pretty common. People were talking about it on Facebook. It's like, man, these things are kind of everywhere. I've had plenty of options to grab those. You can probably guess what happened next thanks to increased visibility of card collecting on social media, along with surge of grading services pricing out high-value collectibles. Folks are practically camping out at stores just to get the latest Pokemon card shipments. Everyone wants to find the rare cards they can flip for thousands of dollars, just like they've seen in the news. Which is ironic, because this is news. Not long after the promotion went into effect, videos online showcased the aftermath at stores in some places. Walking by the cereal aisles meant looking at dozens of already open boxes. This is not true. This is adding to the issue, trying to create fervor, clicks. I've seen them everywhere. I've had no problem finding these cereal boxes.
I didn't know. I just like to picture like a tornado came through there, and that sounds funny to me.
There was a guy that stopped CNN at one of these riots and called them out on their shit. You could tell he didn't know what to do. It's like, you guys are part of this problem. You create this. It's shit like this is what... Target calling the police on scalpers. What are the cops going to do? Meanwhile, Target's putting up murals of their stores getting burned down. Like, wow, this is powerful. Wait, where are the police at? Somebody's buying all of our products. Somebody purchased our things. Somebody called 911. They're buying our stuff that we put for sale. Some stores appeared to get the cereal boxes earlier than the official announcement. Uh-oh. Folks also shared screenshots of scalpers reselling the packs for way more than the cereal. I Googled this after. eBayed it. Not true at all. Cereal boxes are like $9 on eBay. They're like $4 in the store. First of all, if that's what you're scalping, you gotta really gotta manage your time a little better. There's better stuff you can be selling.
Yeah.
Was some buying entire pallets just to secure the merch? You're buying an entire pallet of this cereal that I'm seeing everywhere.
That's great.
You've lost out on some investment. So I don't believe this article at all. This is all horse shit. Only thing I agree on here is the grading services. I hear they're super backed up, and that was a big drive behind. Because inflation's coming, especially if this spending thing goes through. So the real rich guys are like, they're treating this like gold. Before he was running UFC, Logan Paul and all them created this Pokemon craze with investing in it and horse shit. So I didn't agree with that article. Twisted my jimmies.
I don't like that. Did you hear? This is another one I don't know if I believe. I'm sure you were all over it. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch controversy a couple weeks ago. Did you hear about that?
The older taste?
No, the shrimp.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
What do you think?
I did think the thought process that somehow they got in there because of mice or something. Bringing stuff into the factory. I could see that happening. But isn't he married to someone really famous?
Who?
The guy that started it?
That started the controversy, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Well, go ahead and talk about it, because I'm going to look up his wife.
Yeah, it was probably a few weeks ago even now. It was, I thought it was a girl that put out, me as a guy. Put out pictures that they had of a Cinnamon Toast Crunch they had, and they contacted General Mills about it, and they said that was just pieces of Cinnamon Toast Crunch that didn't get formed right. And no, I have pictures of full shrimp in this box, and started saying more pictures of dried up shrimp mixed in their Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I don't know, maybe it's real. That just seemed like...
Yeah, I figured it out.
What was it?
That's Topanga's husband.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that just... It could be real, but that seemed like the kind of thing that somebody's doing for attention. Like, did you ever hear about that girl here in Central Ohio that... she said she found a finger in her chili at Wendy's.
Do you remember that?
And then it came out that she had a finger that from somebody that got amputated and saved it for that scenario.
Yeah, I do remember this.
So it seemed like that to me. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. That's also, if it is, I'm horrified because Cinnamon Toast Crunch is one of my favorite cereals. I can't imagine chomping into a fucking shrimp.
But yeah, he's also a big-time producer, and his wife's Topanga. I don't think it'd be a money thing.
No, I feel like it could be a publicity or attention thing, though, especially for somebody like him that I might be a big-time producer, but I feel like that could definitely get you more well-known. But I don't know, maybe it is real. So what do you think mice are finding the shrimp and bringing it back into the... Because I don't know where a mouse would find shrimp at.
I don't know, man. I
like
think
a bug or something makes sense. But
so they've never solved this?
I don't know. They won't look too far into it. After the memes were funny for a little bit, and it was interesting, but I don't know. I feel like the less I know, the better, maybe. I don't think Danielle knows about this, so she's probably horrified, too, because it's one of her favorite cereals. But
It happened a couple months ago, didn't it?
maybe. I know it wasn't recent.
Because it was just shrimp tails, so it was
Yeah.
just their tails and like a little bit of trash in there. So like General Mills, shut the fuck up. That's a shrimp tail. Don't deny that. It's actually the coating or sugary coating that's shaped just like a shrimp tail. String in there. See the string? So I feel like a mouse was just collecting shit, and it could have been out of the trash can. Somebody had shrimp for lunch, and the mouse was collecting shit, and somehow mice, they hoard things, and somehow that got mixed in. Someone was eating shrimp while they're working. I don't know. But General Mills, you need to shut the fuck up. That is a shrimp tail.
Oh, it definitely is. I don't think that's part is arguable. I just don't know if that stuff is actually in the box of the BI only. It could have been.
Yep. So it looks like some funny memes coming out of it though. There's Oreo straight up putting a shrimp in their cookie. I love shrimp though. I actually just had shrimp for dinner.
Would you want shrimp with your Cinnamon Toast Crunch unexpectedly though?
Not the tails. That's another thing I knew it had to come from the trash is because it was tails. Not the full shrimp.
Yeah.
All right. Our next story is let me I scrolled down too far. From Eurogamer, more like Sacked Boy. More than 6 weeks after PlayStation first acknowledged issues with Little Big Planet servers, community content for various games and series remain largely inaccessible. This week, the official Little Big Planet Twitter noted some fans had already spotted some connectivity issues had briefly been possible over the past few days. PlayStation has not acknowledged the issue behind Little Big Planet's ongoing server downtime, though community members, speaking to Eurogamer for the report back in March, pinned the blame on sustained DOS campaign orchestrated by a particular individual unhappy with Sony's treatment of the franchise. Server update. Some of you may have noticed that the servers have been online intermittently over the last week, PlayStation wrote. This is whilst we test the new security updates we put in place. Rest assured, we're still working on resuming the servers fully as soon as we can. I hate this part.
I almost knocked it out by left in there intentionally.
Hashtag save LBP. Hashtag save your store is what the hashtag should be.
That's part why I left it in there. Is that part coming from them? That seems weird. That's why it seemed like, though.
I don't know.
It seemed like it's coming from somebody at Sony or Media Molecule. Why would you put hashtag save your game?
Well, then he goes to talk about their website. It's already ridiculous. LBP.me, which went offline in November, also remains inaccessible. I think this could be a part of Sony's plan to wind down all of this maintenance shit.
That's what I was wondering.
Corporations love saying, "Oh, we've been doxxed."
That's what I thought. But does this go into what do you call it? Sackboy's Big Adventure, or is this just Little Big Planet?
It looks like it was a bunch of their servers for all their different games.
Yeah, well, my question is if it's the Sackboy Big Adventure game, or whatever it's called, then I don't think that would be the case. 'Cause that game's brand new on PS5, so I don't think they'd wind that down.
Oh, that server's been down, though, too?
That's what I was saying.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't believe I didn't hear about this. And I know I haven't played for a while. I know that tons of people probably aren't playing it. But we hear about games that we thought went offline years ago. And Little Big Planet has 3 full games in the main series. So I can't believe that it's just been this little news about it. And we also last week talked about playing Little Big Planet together. So yeah. I guess hopefully we can do that. Oops.
The next one's from GameSpot. I'm ready. The so-called metaverse is coming, at least if you ask Activision's Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick. That's how you say that, right?
Yeah, Bobby Kotick.
Bobby Cody. He told... That's my dad's name, Bobby.
Oh.
My name's Cody. Bobby Cody.
My name is Ryan.
He told GamesBeat in a new interview that he believes that thanks to advancements to AR and VR, along with local processing power, distributed processing through cloud, a legitimate Ready Player One-like metaverse might be here before you know it. Think back to the 70s and early 80s. People like Ted Nelson were articulating a vision for a metaverse. Alan Kay, who was at Xerox Palo Alto Research Center, and then that's the nerdiest thing I've ever said in my life, and then became chief scientist at Atari. He was looking for a peer-reviewed study. Had the project called Vivarium in the early 1980s that was the beginning of the idea of a living, breathing simulation where you would have both the ability of user-generated content and professionally produced content, and that you would have this extremely rich simulation experience that you could live, play, and potentially even mate.
Oh.
My mind
the
went
mate part.
He totally jumped over porn, so I had in there somewhere.
So he didn't say that.
No, he didn't say that.
I was like, I don't know how I would have missed that.
Kotick explained, for Kotick, he believes one of the most important aspects of the metaverse will be the continuous social connection that it could deliver to get their advancement to AR and VR over the next decade, along with all their growth in processing power, will allow for genuine metaverse to come about. Quotes, I think we're starting to get much closer to the idea of an actual metaverse where you have what is the most important thing in my view, this continuous social connection. But think about what will happen when AR and VR over the next 10 years in local processing power and distributed processing capabilities. This is the nerdiest fucking thing I've ever read in the show. In the form of streaming, we're going to get a place where that original vision that Neil Stephenson had in Snow Crash, or what you see in Ready Player One, is going to start to materialize as something that is very real, he said. I think we're really rapidly processing towards that as a legitimate mass market experience. Dude, that guy's so full of himself. Activision Blizzard is not alone in that belief that a metaverse is coming. Fortnite developer, you know what this scares me? Activision and Epic. Tencent. They're both of them. Both of them have Chinese money. Is looking to create a metaverse so we can escape the future that is rapidly dominated by a Chinese government that hates freedom. More than a dollar, raising more than $1 billion, including $200 million from PlayStation to create a metaverse. Why don't you say how much Chinese money's in this? As such a metaverse will be used to escape the horrors of World War III as the Chinese invade your homes and kill you. Just be a fun thing to use for video games, he said. That's a weird thing to say after mentioning World War III. I can see where he's right, but there's a lot of bullshit in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think it will get there at some point. I think it's only a matter of time, even if it's years and years from now. But there is a lot of nonsense and a lot of hype in there.
Mm-hmm.
But that is what I feel like always imagine with VR is what you see in Ready Player One. And as cool as some VR is, there's obviously nothing like Ready Player One, not even close to it. And if anything ever came out like that, even if it's not a multiverse where you have all these properties coming together, which would be awesome. But it's something like living and breathing like that, I mean, it'd be like all of us dreamed about VR, what you see in Ready Player One. So I feel like it's a matter of time, not if. But I think, unfortunately, it could be a long ways away for something like that.
Yeah.
But I hope it's sooner than later.
I like to he's added something into his escape the horrors of reality. It's not that fucking crazy outside yet. The next one's from IGN. The possibilities are infinite. You wrote that one, didn't you?
I wrote all of these so far.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I was trying to think of you when I did them.
Oh, I'm glad you do them. Microsoft has announced that Halo Infinite will support multiplayer crossplay and cross-progression across PC on Microsoft Store and Steam, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. I'm happy that we can jump around. I like that. Announced on Xbox Wire, the move is being pitched by Microsoft as a way of building communities around games, not devices. Kind of weird when you sell the device, but all right. And we'll see customization and game progress follow you across all platformers, as well as let you play with anyone on any available platform. AKA, we're doing what Epic's been doing forever. As previously confirmed, multiplayer in Halo Infinite will be free to play. This is good, man. This could a renaissance of Halo.
I hope so. Yeah, this is there more to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Microsoft has also revealed that the game will come with some popular PC features, including ultra-wide, super-wide, ultra-wide screen support, triple keybinds, and advanced... These are some nerdy-ass shit on here, man. I only added one thing in there, too. Let's try this again. Including ultra-wide and super-ultra-wide screen support. Triple key bindings. I like hearing you drink some Pepsi while we're saying these things, too. Just really adds the nerdiness to it. Triple keybinds and advanced graphic options and more. But yeah, I'm excited.
Me too. Yeah, I don't think it's revolutionary. I feel like this is kind of expected. But I feel like the fact they confirmed it is a makes me more excited and be able to jump around, especially because we get it on Game Pass Ultimate. We'll get it on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And on xCloud, I'm assuming. Or Game Streaming, as they call it now. I guess not xCloud anymore. And then all the stuff we talked about with PC, I feel like that's what you want to play it on. All that stuff's exciting, but for me, that kind of goes over my head for me.
I hate this next article, except for I love Bobby Lee. Listen to his podcast a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about this next article. But besides that, I couldn't give a shit.
I was trying to remember.
Speaking of nerdy stuff, here we go. This one's from IGN. Casey's title is "This One Is For You," Ryan. I wish she was here to read it, so I didn't have to. Oh, here you go. Deep breath. Borderlands, the movie, rounded out its cast with a slew of announcements today. I feel like they do this every week. Highlighted by... Next when we start naming cameramen. Highlighted by Gina Jurgensen and Cheyenne Jackson. That's definitely porn names. Gina Jurgensen and Cheyenne Jackson. In Backdoor Sluts 2. This summer, how many cocks? Lionsgate revealed that Jerson, or is it Jerson? Jackson Charles Balboa. I don't know what the fuck that name is. Babaloa? Charles Babaloa? What is that name? And Benjamin Byron Davis. Most ridiculous names ever, and they just found the whitest man, Benjamin Davis. It makes me think of Lost.
That's what I was thinking.
Stephen Boyer and Ryan Redmond will be joining the cast of Borderlands. Bobby Lee will also be introduced in the new role of Larry.
What a
I'm
name.
excited. I love Bobby Lee. I'm happy for him. Wait till they get a hold of some of those episodes of his podcast, though. I'm going to cancel him right out of the series. They will join a large cast that includes Kate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Jamie Lee Curtis, and a slew of familiar names. Eli Roth is set to direct the new film. In addition to announcing the new additions to the cast, Lionsgate also revealed their roles. Jerson will take on the role of Moxie, who is one of the most popular cosplaying subjects of Borderlands fans. Jackson, meanwhile, will play Jacobs, who is Pandora's idea of a refined gentleman. In the films, Jacobs is about to get married to Hammerlock, who is played by Babaloa. Babaloa. I think that's how you say that. The more I hear about this movie, the less I want to watch it. This is going to be crude adult humor. It's going to be Deadpool 2.0. As for Boyer and Redmond, they will play Scooter and Ellie, respectively, who runs a scrapyard on Pandora. Davis will step into the role of an arms dealer named Marcus, while Lee will play the soldier from Loland's former unit, a new addition to the Borderlands universe. Borderlands movie's been in development since at least 2015. This is also how long I've been reading this article. Roth was revealed to be the director early last year, and development has continued apace since then. It will aim to adapt the extremely popular series of games for film, with Lilith, that's played by Blanchett, forming an alliance with an unexpected team that includes Tiny Tina, that's played by Ariana Greenblatt, and the host of other misfits. Black will play Claptrap. Oh my god. Borderlands movie does not have a release date yet. Yeah, but they can't wait to tell you who the fucking cameraman is, the lighting.
That's what makes me most excited. It doesn't have a release date, so this says this rounds out the cast. I guarantee it doesn't, and we're going to get another update. So, and I think these updates are the best because every time they announce a new one, they throw all the other ones that we've already announced in there. Yeah. So it's like a recap of recaps.
Holy shit.
Which is kind of fitting for the additions of additions.
Tired of hearing about this movie. Especially how smug they are about it.
I mean, we got to give our fans and guest hosts what they want. Ryan's upset when I don't include him in there, so I wasn't going to miss it, you know?
That's right,
and
man.
they say it's the last one. I don't believe it, but we'll see.
This next one's from IGN. More like Fall Guys Ultimate Delay. Good one, Casey. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout has been delayed on Switch and Xbox. I didn't even know it was coming to those consoles. And we'll let the team add features like crossplay. Oh, wait. It's been delayed, and this will give extra time to allow crossplay, which I think is very needed for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Mediatonic announced the news in their blog update, sharing that with so many new opportunities now in our hands, we realize that our previously announced summer 2021 Switch and Xbox release schedule is unfortunately just too soon for us to include all the tasty new features we're working on. The team promises the wait. I don't like how you use tasty. It was not fucking needed, dude. The team promises that the wait will be worth it, and that this delay will let them add features like crossplay, meaning that we know what crossplay is. Good thing you explained that. In harmony with their pals, regardless of the platform of choice. In addition to platforms, Mediatonic continues its work on the new seasonal content releases, fresh shows, costumes, rounds, and much more. The upcoming season 4.5 update is part of this plan and will include 2 fiendish new... Shut up. Fall fashion options. I used to joke that video games are just a fashion show now. Fashion show, the video game. Costumes. I didn't know it was coming to those consoles, but I'm happy they're coming. Crossplay should be a big thing. Stop saying tasty. Stop saying fall fashion options. I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't know it was coming to those consoles. I feel like this delay announcement was kind of delayed itself. I feel like they've been supposed to be out for a little bit, but I think crossplay is definitely needed. I haven't played it for a while, but I've heard it's dropped off. And I think this could definitely get people back, and I feel like there's a lot of people who want to play it that can't on Switch and Xbox. So I think crossplay will help a lot. Did it say if PC is included in that?
This is already been on PC.
But crossplay?
Oh, I'd imagine.
Because that would definitely amplify it a lot. So I don't really care if it's delayed personally because I already have it and I wouldn't get on either of those. But I'm sure it's a bummer if you're looking forward to it. But I think that the crossplay is the biggest news there. I think it's good news. I also wouldn't be surprised if this comes to Game Pass. I was already on PlayStation Plus, and I think that would definitely boost it big time if they could get it to Game Pass, even if it's not at launch. I think it'll be on there at some point.
Yeah.
And I just think with those fall fashion lines, it could get real tasty.
Yep, definitely. And with those fiendish new rounds.
Yeah,
like an E3 presentation.
We can only hope.
This one's from The Verge. I think we should talk. Good thing we're on a podcast, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking. This kind of surprised me. I didn't expect this.
Can't remember what my dumb headline was. Oh, I was surprised by this too. Mm-hmm.
PlayStation is now partnering with Discord, the popular online communication service, with a promise to bring the Discord and PlayStation experience closer together in console and mobile starting next year. Details on what that would actually entail are slim, and Sony's announcement just says that the two companies are hard at work connecting Discord with their social gaming experience on PlayStation Network. What are they doing about their fiendish fall fashions? Whether this means a full-fledged Discord app coming to PlayStation consoles or a more limited integration like connecting PSN and Discord accounts to more easily chat with your friends off-platform, yet has to be announced. I don't understand all these partnerships with Discord because they already have what Discord has. You know what I'm saying? Like PlayStation, you have a chat service. Why don't you make your chat service better? Like this partnership only makes sense if you completely remove yours and integrate Discord that way.
I don't know. To me, it makes sense. You know, I'm not a big Discord guy, quite the opposite. But I always thought it was weird that even if Xbox didn't buy Discord, like I said, I think it's weird that Discord isn't just on there as like an app on all the systems.
Yeah.
As another option. Because I feel like what makes it different than PSN is how kind of like crossplay you could use it. Like if you're on PC, I could still talk to you while I'm on my PlayStation. I don't know. Nice. They might put restrictions on that, which would kind of take. Then I think the argument makes a lot more sense about why have it on there. But I feel like that's what it is, and a lot of the features that PlayStation doesn't have that Discord already has, so they don't have to spend all the infrastructure and money to build it up themselves.
It also has in here that Sony is investing an unspecified amount of money into Discord as part of the Series H investment round as a minority investor.
Yeah, I think you're probably surprised the same reason I was that just weeks ago there was talk of Microsoft buying the entire company.
For $10 billion.
Yeah.
As the owner, out of there. Bye. $10 billion? See ya.
Yeah.
I'll be in Puerto Rico avoiding taxes. From Game Rant, more like limitless run games. This got me excited
I thought it would.
because
I thought
I've
it
been
was just for
following
you.
this premise and following what the owner said about this for, I don't know, since like the early days. The first time I went to PAX was the first time I started Googling it. And the issue with it was, well, I guess I'll read it first, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Limited Run Games has announced it has entered an official partnership with Xbox. Round of applause. The new relationship between the new companies should see the production of physical versions and collector's editions of video games that don't otherwise exist in the physical realm. Cuphead, so overdue for a physical release. Limited Run Games is a publisher specializing in release of digital video games on physical media with indie and retro style titles as the biggest focus. It just goes on to talk about their newly announced collector's editions. Right now, as you're hearing this, I'm trying to avoid it, but I want to go get it. They did a PS4 release of damn, we just talked about it on here.
On this episode?
No, on the show. I got a spare copy of it. I was going to give it to you. The Clone Commandos.
Oh, Republic Commando.
Republic Commando. Yeah, so right now they have one up there. It was so hard not to buy it. Limited Run Games co-founder Douglas Bogart and Josh Fairhurst recently spoke on a podcast about the apparent lack of Xbox titles company has produced. There's not a lack. There was one. And that was
That's
barely
lacking.
one. Yeah. Has been partnered with Xbox since last year, but the paperwork logistics have taken longer than expected. The amount of time because Xbox wants us to do certain things first. The company hopes, whatever that means, the company hopes to get everything sorted out sooner than later so they can really start going full steam ahead with Xbox soon. It's weird that Xbox wasn't included during the releases from Bethesda and Double Fine. I think those were before Microsoft owned them, though. I don't know. I'll have to look again. Maybe not. Trying to quickly think in my mind. Maybe they were owned by Microsoft at the time. But yeah, it is weird to think about they weren't released on Xbox.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things that happened so recently that had to be figured out before they were purchased. As cloud gaming and other similar, I love this part. As cloud gaming and other similar services continue to rise in accessibility and popularity, so does the percentage of strictly digital game ownership. However, just as there is a steadfast music community of those who prefer vinyl over digital, part of the gaming community's desire for physical media remains as strong as ever. In fact, Limited Games just celebrated an impressive sale milestone earlier this year of over 2.5 million physical games sold, proving physical gaming merch is still viable in a desirable format. So the reason Xbox hasn't been on limited run games from the early days of me investigating this is because Xbox is a very strict. If you want to release something physical on Xbox's console, you have to order a certain amount of copies. And it's way more. I don't even know if Vita, PlayStation, or Nintendo stuff, there was even a limit you needed. But Xbox required you ordering a certain amount, and it was a large amount, more than they were willing to gamble with. So that was their biggest thing holding them back, so I'm sure that's what they're trying to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of scary, though. It's always said whenever this happens, whenever Xbox moves over to limited run games, I would like to get everything they have. They've only done one before, and it was Jumanji, and their workaround was it was a collector's edition of Jumanji. Don't think it worked out too well for them because limited run games, they keep a very organized list of everything they've ever sold on their website since the beginning, and that's not there. So
Yeah.
I think they didn't go so hot. But as a Jumanji collector's edition, somehow I managed to snag a copy. I think on average there's maybe a couple up on eBay at a time, and they don't sell that well. So I'm excited and nervous because I could see like initially being like the Amiibos thing where I buy them all until I get burned out and then I stop buying them. But yeah, I want to see some vintage Xbox stuff. Packaging, they've done some cool stuff like that. Maybe like a Halo release. Halo's Collector's Edition. Cuphead, I think, is a big one that's way overdue for a physical release. Maybe a cool, like, PC Collector's Edition of Minecraft, but it looks like a PC game from the 80s or something. I'm excited about that. They're working it out. Surprised Xbox seems pretty easy to work with. I'm surprised it hasn't been worked out already.
Yeah.
But I know it has a lot to do with that printing. You need a certain amount of copies. I forget how many it is, but it's a lot. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Obviously, I'll judge it by if they do something like Halo or something. I'm sure I'd get more interested. But I knew that was more up your alley. That's what I put in there.
I'm glad you did, because when I was reading this morning at work, I got really excited. I was like, I didn't even hear about this. And that's something I've been waiting for 5 years. This marks 5 years since we went to PAX the first time.
That's nuts.
What the fuck is time?
I know.
That's half a decade.
That's why when you asked about the Broncos Super Bowl, people probably think I'm not a real fan, but I could tell you 99 and 98 when they went to the Super Bowl, like some years that are farther back just stick in my head, but past 2 decades just kind of blend together, which is nuts that 2 decades blend together, but it's definitely true.
Yeah. All right, the next one is from GameSpot, which is kind of funny. This is from GameSpot.
Oh, yeah.
This news story is definitely a... You want to do it? You want to say it?
Giant bomb.
Ooh. Alex Navarro, Brad Shoemaker, and Vinny Caravella
You had
Caravella
it? Yeah.
have announced they are leaving Giant Bomb. The announcement was made during a live recording of the Giant Bomb's podcast, where the trio confirmed that May 7th will be their last day at the company. Giant Bomb was established by former members of GameSpot. So meta. And alongside Jeff Gersman, my boy Jeff. He's technically the owner, right?
Yeah.
He seems genuine. I feel like we'd be friends.
Yeah.
I think we would get along.
I feel you.
I like him. And Ryan Davis, which is the whitest name in the world, and Brad and Vinny were founding members of the website. Alex, who worked alongside others at GameSpot, joined sometime later, having initially founded Screened, a website dedicated to movies and TV. In a statement, Giant Bob's founder Gersman said, I'm trying to read this in his voice. I can't. I've spent a lot of time. See, I can't do it. No. He's got a very specific voice.
You're not talking about Brad, are you? He's the one with the super deep voice.
No.
Oh, okay.
Gersman. It's like a high pitch.
Yeah.
Low. It's somehow low and high at the same time.
Say yours sound deeper. That's why I didn't know.
Very nerdy too. I love them. I spent a lot last year thinking about what's next for Giant Bomb, and most of those roads lead to a full-on rethink of what it means to be a website about video games in 2021. While I certainly would have loved to solve these challenges with my longtime friends and coworkers by my side, it just wasn't meant to be. I wish Vinny, Alex, and I feel like this is the same, like if Ryan ever decided to stop being our friends, he would definitely send us an email like this. I've decided it's not meant to be. For a long time now, my animosity for Casey has grown. The thoughts of strangling him just overwhelm me.
Every time he doesn't give a casting update on Borderlands.
I thought he'd be concerned because in the documentary, I put everything in alphabetical order. And I think that put him at the bottom of the list.
You probably shouldn't have said that, but you didn't notice.
Uh-oh. I probably shouldn't have.
I'll edit that out.
Meanwhile, we have pretty exciting opportunities to broaden our horizons, rethink every facet of our operation, and get to a place where we are truly able to build that bomb all over again. Uh-oh, someone called the ATF. Waco 2.0, or die trying. Or die trying. Damn, ATF really needs to check them out. Speaking of the future of the site, the Giant Bomb team as a whole said there's a collective vision for what the future Giant Bomb is, and it involves both familiar and new faces. We're already in the talks with creators so that we can begin the next chapter. We're fully aware that this marks a big change, and we're using this opportunity to rethink what this website is. It's a chance to introduce new personalities from different backgrounds and explore categories and topics that we've never have before. Does that scream more hiring minorities or what? Did that vibe with you like that? It sounds like a.
I was gonna say I hope not, but then we'd be canceled. I hope not, just in the sense that you should be hiring the best people. So I hope not. If that's what they are, then I don't care.
Yeah.
But
they're qualified. It just scared me with the whole Coke thing. I'm sure you saw
yeah.
the Coke thing. Your brother just said, I thought Casey went on vacation. The news, unsurprisingly, has sent a ripple around the game industry. Giant Bomb is a website, and then the team makes it up. Beloved by many. What? Oh, the team that makes it up is beloved by many. The site was also a driving force behind personality-driven content, and also in many ways. Oh, I know who they need to add to their cast.
Oh, God.
I just found them yesterday. I've been... is this how you spell it? Yeah, it's Gothix. Gothics. Political/gamer.
Never heard of him.
Ooh. It's a her.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, dude. Okay, so that's gonna be hard to move on from, but all right. During the podcast where the departures were announced, Jeff said that those who are premium subscribers on Giant Bomb will have their membership extended through May, as the remaining members take the time to rethink some content and implement new ideas. Recently, longtime CNET staff member and Giant Beastcast co-host Jeff Backloggers.
Yep.
Join. You know what the worst part is? I've heard these names plenty of times, but
That's why I know most of them.
but this is just reading. It's really throwing me off.
Yeah.
Join the games team to work closely with Giant Bomb and GameSpot. In his new position, he is leading content strategy and development as well as partnerships. I'm excited. I mean, it's sad they're leaving, but I'm excited that they're revamping stuff. I think they're kind of overdue for that. I think their website and their premium service, I love them, but I think it's kind of archaic, kind of convoluted, and doesn't make sense sometimes.
I have mixed feelings. Definitely, biggest one is bummed. Not bombed, but bummed. I was just looking when I actually started listening to Giant Bombcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I've been listening for a long-ass time because I started in literally Christmas Eve. I remember listening to the first one of 2009, and they started in 2008. So I've been doing it for 12 years now, which is fucking terrifying to think about. And the podcast I found, because like I said, I started listening to podcasts, not to be a hipster, but before a lot of people, I was literally listening to it on my computer because I didn't have an iPad or iPod, not iPad. So I was listening on there, and everybody, I told you that, everybody's like, why would you listen to that? It's just like the radio, but you could listen to that anytime. And that's how I found them, because I love video game podcasts. And I was like, what the hell is Giant Bomb? Why is that coming up on a video game one or on a podcast for video games? But then I listened to it, and I instantly fell in love with it, and I found their website because of that. And their website is really unique at the time. I think they touched on it in that article. But it is kind of behind the times now. But at the time, there was nothing like it. It was kind of, especially for a big seemed like a big website. There was like 6 people working the whole entire site, like the background and the personalities and everything, which is super small for what they were doing.
And you could tell, too, because they know a lot about the equipment.
Yeah.
When they're like talking about something breaking, they're like, oh, the FTU 5.6 today broke. And you're like, fuck do you know that? And it's like, probably because they're doing it.
Yeah.
They're buying the equipment, running the equipment. They're producing.
So it was really professionally done, but cool because you knew it was just like a group of friends that were close and kind of like rebels in the game industry.
Right here, buddy. We're going to take over where they left off.
That's right.
Rebels.
And there was obviously YouTube personalities before that, but it wasn't a big thing and not common. And I feel like they did that on a higher scale on like a mainstream, what became a mainstream video game website. And I feel like that's what's been kind of going away lately. It's not even that I think it's behind the times. I feel like they kind of lost a lot of that. I think it started when I told you the other founder, Ryan Davis, when he passed away. And I feel like that they were all such close friends and they left GameSpot together to start this. I feel like I'm sure that was super hard to keep together and keep things normal. I feel like I told you, if you go back and listen to those old ones, I'd never heard such great chemistry between, especially that many people. When you get more than two people on podcasts, they usually talk over each other and start arguing. Even when they're talking over each other, they just gel together so well. And it'd be weird going back and listening to those, and they'd be dated, but you should do it. They mesh together so well.
It's cancer, right?
No, it was sleep apnea. He was super overweight, and but I think it was a heart attack because of the sleep apnea and him being so overweight.
Why do I think cancer?
I don't know.
I think you've told me this story before too, because that's how I know about this, because of you.
Yeah, and I think you talk about liking Jeff. I think Ryan. I think you've been fucking fell in love with him, and that was one of my biggest regret from PAX. I saw literally every one of them on the show floor, and I was like, oh shit, I should get a picture. And then it started splitting up. I just started walking different ways, and I was like, I should get him. And I was like, I'm sure I'll see him again. And that was when he was still alive too, and I could have had the entire crew. And now the crew's splitting up after that, obviously. The podcast, I haven't finished it yet, but I started watching it because it's on video as well now. And I don't know how to feel about it. It's weird because I don't think it's like a kind of funny thing where they're getting kicked out, because they all seem like they're getting along really well and Jeff's on there talking with them. But it also doesn't seem like they're fired or laid off the way they're talking. But then none of them talk about like what they're doing next, or if they're all doing something together, because I feel like it's weird that you all leave at the same time if you're not working on something together. And
yeah,
I hope they are, because part of why I still like Giant Bomb, and I like some of the people that have came in and out that weren't the original crew. I've actually grown to like some of them a lot. But
where did Giant Bomb come from?
Like the name.
Yeah.
They have very funny, you'd probably like it a lot. Their first videos were them creating a video game website, and it's called Making a Bomb. And they said they had some illegal troubles with putting videos online called Making a Bomb. And it's them talking about the name of the website and creating it and how to build up a website from the beginning. But they just said that they thought that was a cool fitting name for it, and I'm sure they have more of an answer. I can't remember exactly now, but you should go back and watch them. They're super interesting, because you don't really see the behind the scenes stuff like that from like the beginning of a company like this.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I actually have been liking the Giant Beast cast a lot more lately. I think that's part of it, because 3 of the original people on the Giant Bomb cast are on the Beast cast now. I don't know how much you listen to that, but Vinny, I think you would like a lot. He used to be on the Bombcast. Oh, I think you like him a lot. He seems like super cool and down to earth and gets everything, but also he is a dad, but he also just always seemed like a dad, like that kind of humor, but not out of touch. So it was really funny seeing somebody that
out of touch.
Yeah. And I think, even though I think it lost a lot of chemistry, I did think it was funny having the Giant Beast cast and the Bomb cast, and one was in New York and one was in California. So they made like a fake rivalry, even though they're friends and companies and work in the same company. They have like the East versus the West, and made like a competition, which I thought was funny. But like I said, I think the chemistry just kept getting farther and farther apart.
Kind of like this show.
I don't think so.
Ooh.
So I'm curious to see mainly actually what they do, because Giant Bomb seems to continue in some way, even if they don't. There's debate if it's going to be called Giant Bomb, which I hope it is, because I think it's an awesome name. I love the logo, and because I've been around it for so long now. But I'm curious to see what the other ones do that left. I hope they do something that is public facing, because I love hearing their opinions and them on podcast. And then I'm curious to see what Giant Bomb turns into, because I do like Jeff as well. So it is a little exciting for me, but actually more
I think you should
a downer
for the show.
You think so?
Yeah. With the Tigers. They keep staring at your Tigers.
Would that be the selling point?
Mm-hmm. You're like, listen, I got a Tiger shirt and I don't have sleep apnea.
I don't think that would be a good start.
I think it would be.
I know this is a weird one put in there. We don't usually talk about stuff like that, but we've mentioned Giant Bomb on here multiple times, and you know how long I followed them.
You're the reason I listen to them.
Yeah, I wish you could have heard the old episodes, because I think you would have fucking fell in love with them like crazy. I think you kind of got a small taste of that at PAX. You could tell that you wanted to watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like you could sense the difference between that one and the other podcast.
Because they did the hot dog thing, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some of you guys said you didn't like it because it seemed super scripted and dumb. I think you said you thought that at the time, but then you realized that was their kind of humor.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the difference between that podcast and others if you go watch them.
Also, I was like, I hadn't slept in like fucking 48 hours. I think if somebody would have get, I remember Cabal waking up in like in the middle of that, right? Oh yes, please, I will take one. And then he got it, and he was like, "This is cold."
Yeah, no shit.
He didn't realize it was a joke. Like, he just woke up and was like, "Oh, free food," and then Ryan's literally like, "Fuck." I think you have a photo of Ryan sleeping during that. We had to go through our PAX photos again. 5 years ago, half a decade, by the way.
Which is crazy. They've been around 13 years, so almost half their existence. Almost. It's all crazy.
I think the cancer thing was from Mr. Portillo.
Mr. Portillo.
Yeah.
Oh, from Greg Miller.
Greg Miller's cancer.
My mind went to Dick Portillo. I was like, I don't know what the hell we're talking about anymore.
I saw his boat.
Yeah, that's why I thought you were referencing that.
Oh.
But I was like, I don't know how you got to that point. I shouldn't even talk about Greg Miller. Yeah, he has cancer, or had it, I guess. It's gone now. For now.
All right, my news. You had the most news, and I also had the most news I ever had, too. We'll combine two of these real quick.
Okay.
A guy found a Castlevania game that was used. They considered it lost, but he found the demo of it. It's called Castlevania Resurrection, which is kind of funny. But he found the E3 demo that was given to people, and you can now go play it. And then another guy is making. This is from the Biohazard Declassified website, the whole podcast and website dedicated to Resident Evil.
Oh, Jesus.
I tried to do your thing with the titles. You ready?
Okay.
The Dead Returns from the Grave. What do you think?
Pretty good.
Thanks, buddy.
I had to try pretty hard on some of mine, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep trying to do it, but some are going to get forced in real bad. I know it.
I'm excited. So essentially he's making he's updating the original Resident Evil, and he's going to keep adding new stuff as time goes on to make it a more playable game. He changed some camera angles. A training and advanced mode were added. Training modes was a slightly easier game, which helped new players to the series with weaker enemies and double ammo. Advanced mode completely flipped the game on its head with different item, enemy, and ammo locations. Let's see here. Oh, wait. That's from, I think, a Capcom update. I can't remember now. Sorry. The things he definitely did was replacing the orchestrated and controversial BGM with the one present in both the original release and the first director's cut print. There's no reason for you to know all this, but he switched out little minute, tiny different things to get back to the more original. The way that I'm guessing the original creators would have wanted the game to play. But with this and the Castlevania thing, man, it gets me I want to start emulating games.
Really?
It's going to save me a lot of money, too. And I was looking in these 4K, like, up-reses, and these communities are so alive and updating. I'm starting to think emulation's better than playing on the original hardware. It's just those two stories got me excited, and I think I'm going to get my new PC. I'm going to keep and God, retro video games getting so expensive.
So you would stop getting physical ones, you mean, or you're going to keep trying to do that? Or
as of right now, I just can't. I want to get property at some point, so I need to chill the fuck out, start saving some more money, and working towards that. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this is a good outlet for it.
I have a good opportunity for you. It's called Uber Eats, and I can recommend you, and you can give me money, and I can get you money.
Look at that.
It's I made $100 in one night. Did I tell you that? 5 hours.
Wow. Sign me up right now.
It's not even they didn't even take taxes. They just don't want your taxes at that service.
Nice, dude. So you don't have to pay taxes.
Nope.
It's a good loophole. But yeah, so I don't know, just get me kind of in that mode because man, some of these games in 4K look so nice.
Yeah, I thought about emulation before multiple times. I've even had tried it a couple times. It's just always been so janky and unreliable for me. I'm sure that's not how they all are, but
yeah,
even the ones some of our friends have showed us, and they're like, yeah, it's so easy. Just open this file and do this, and then it doesn't work. And when this end looks so much more frustrating and fun to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's stuff that so before I get like too crazy into it, I want to keep experimenting with it and make sure it's good to go.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there is good ways to do it. For me, I haven't seen much.
This is really not, I guess, kind of news, but it's not from an article. May the 4th, doing a spin-off of the Clone Wars called Bad Batch.
I got that on what I've been watching, actually.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So the Bad Batch is definitely one of my favorite characters and stories from the Clone Wars, which is also, I guess, generally speaking, probably some of my favorite characters from all of Star Wars, because I think Clone Wars is some of the best Star Wars. Is the best Star Wars. Their story, at least how I remember it from the original series, Clone Wars, is that after spoiler alert, if you haven't watched episode 2 of Star Wars, when Mace Windu cuts Jango's head off, they can't copy his DNA anymore. So as they're making more clones, the DNA they have is getting shittier and shittier. And they were speeding up the clone making process, and the clones were getting shittier. So this group was a Bad Batch. They weren't see. I wouldn't say they had low motivation, but they kind of realized, like, why are we fighting this war? That real dramatic shit. Like, why are we even really here? We're just puppets to this Republican government.
Oh, shit.
What are we doing with our life? And just saw how the Republic used the clones, and they had no free will or choice to join the war. They were just forced into this life. But this group didn't have the clone trooper mentality, where you were not questioning orders and just storming into battle. But also the time period of this is after episode 3, around, like, I'm guessing at the end of Order 66 and the fall of the Republic and the creation of the Empire.
Oops.
And it's got to be some of the most interesting Star Wars and you have the least amount of canon from that era. So as soon as I finish Clone Wars, I definitely want to jump into this.
I'll talk about more when I'll talk about what we've been watching, but yeah, I'll talk about a few things that are like right at the beginning of the episode. Don't really spoil it, just to go off what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because I figured that that's kind of what it was, that not that they were intentionally not trying to be part of the clones. They just the cloning didn't go right or something is what I assumed. But I didn't, so far at least.
Have you watched the first Clone Wars?
I have, but I didn't actually finish it. I want to.
They're a big part of it.
That's what I was going to say.
Don't let me correct myself. They're a part of it, not a big part of it.
Yeah, I've never seen them from what I've seen the Clone Wars, so this seems kind of forced. Like they're just making up a story, so I'm glad that they're already in there. This is in the first few minutes, and not that big a spoiler. Just gives you context for what you're saying. Mm-hmm. This is, at least in the first episode, it's right at the start of executing Order 66. So
Execute.
Yeah.
Order 66.
So that's the timeline of it, at least for now.
Dude, that's the best part of it. That's the best part of the best Star Wars movie. You think so?
It's near there.
The helicopter view of Anakin marching in, well, at that point, Darth Vader, marching into the Jedi, is it temple? Dun, 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 dun. And he's got all the fucking clones behind him.
That part's cool. I would say another contender for best moment
Killing
is when
the kids.
I killed him. That part's too cheesy. No, I was going to say something isn't cheesy when Darth Vader says, No, I said not cheesy.
Oh, sorry.
When he says, careful not to choke on your aspirations.
That wasn't in episode 3, buddy.
No, you said Star Wars moment, so I said a Star Wars moment.
Gotcha.
Because Star Wars moments aren't just episode 3, they're Star Wars moments.
Yeah, that wasn't cheesy at all.
I know. So, that's all the news you had, sir?
Mm-hmm.
I just took a screenshot of a couple things. You're talking about how that article is kind of funny, the GameSpot one about Giant Bomb, since they're all part of the same company. Or were, I don't know if they still are. I think that's part of the speculation of what's happening to them, because somebody named Red Ventures bought that branch of CBS, I guess. So they were thinking maybe it's a layoff, but like I said, the way they acted didn't seem like it.
Yeah.
It also was weird to watch because, well, for one, I think you'll like it because I'm glad I didn't watch it live, because I would have thought it was a joke because they do their normal introduction and everything. Yeah, and Brad's like, we have an announcement, so go ahead, you guys. And you can tell everybody's just like uncomfortable because nobody knows how to say it. And then Vinny's like, yeah, this, I don't really know how to say this, but Friday is my last day of Giant Bomb. And then I was like, well, I guess this is no better time to say it. This Friday is my last day of Giant Bomb. This is just, it just seems like, especially their humor, it just seems like a dumb joke. Brad's like, well, I don't really know how to follow that up, but my last day of Giant Bomb is Friday. And then I was like, this is so weird. And they started like reminiscing and talking about starting the website and everything, which I'm sure is even weirder to them after more of a decade, and their best friend dying and coming back to all that. And then
Somebody's going to say coming back to life.
That'd be nuts. And then from what I've seen, nobody cries, but I feel like Vinny is like trying not to multiple times. It's kind of hard to watch and kind of, I don't know, it's all just so weird. But the point of saying that was, I just thought of that when we were talking about the article, but you're talking about how it's funny that they're talking about Giant Bomb. I almost put this article in here, but I thought the headline was good enough. It's about Verizon. It says Verizon is selling its media business for $5 billion. And it said that includes Engadget, and this article is on Engadget. So that one's literally just full circle. They're just like writing an article about themselves. Then this next one, I don't know if you heard, I haven't heard this. Friend of the show, co-host of Bro Hawks D-Dubs, as the kids call him. He told me that there's a lot of rumors about Call of Duty being in bad shape, the new one. And there's rumors of the campaign not shipping with it, or maybe shipping later.
I've heard this before.
Yeah. And
Sounds familiar.
this might give evidence to that, but I think it's really weird. You know how it's a running joke that Activision just puts every team on Call of Duty?
Mm-hmm.
I think some of that's exaggerated. Some of the teams make sense. But this one, literally, it's like they're feeding into the joke. It said they laid off a big portion of it, which seems odd for what I'm about to say, and then a lot of the others were moved to Call of Duty, and that is Toys for Bob, the creators of Crash Bandicoot 4.
Skylanders.
Yep. And Crash Bandicoot, I heard, sold really well. The Insane Trilogy sold insanely well. And then Crash 4, I heard, sold really well. And then, yeah, Skylanders, obviously. So that seems kind of backwards to lay them off, but then incredibly backwards to put most of the rest onto Call of Duty.
Hope this means it's got like Crash graphics.
That'd be fucking awesome. A crossover, a crash over. What do you think of that?
That's something, man. Just delay the fucking game. You're so worried about your investors and your Chinese overlords. Just make a good game, man.
Yeah, there's no way we won't. I get what you're saying. I'd be, I especially would be more than okay with that. But there's no way there won't be a Call of Duty this year, even if there isn't a campaign. And as we know, people will buy it like crazy, so it doesn't matter.
Call of Duty poo-poo breath.
But that's all the news I had. If you want to get into media pickups, do you have any?
Zero. Yeah, trying to hold back on those. I went to Target today and saw they had Cowboy Bebop complete collection and Samurai Jack complete collection. Real hard not to grab those.
I got you.
What about you?
I'm ahead of you. I went to Target a few days ago to pick up the new Pokemon Snap.
I picked up off the floor.
Did you see my picture frame that came with
It
it?
was beautiful. Very
Yeah.
cute.
I didn't have to pre-order it. It just came with it.
Nice.
And I saw it, and I was like, oh, man, there's going to be kind of thing when they're like, you had to pre-order it, even though it said you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there, and the guy was like, yeah, we definitely didn't get any of those. I can go look in the back. And we stored the game back there anyways, because they really saw a Pokemon, because they didn't have anything on the shelf. He went back. Dude, we had a whole box of them. Here you go.
Nice.
Nice. But that's all I had for me to pick up so we can talk about what we've been playing, which Pokemon Snap. I streamed like 40 minutes of it before I left, which is not enough to really judge it. I think it, from the small portion I played, which I want to play more, I can't believe I only played that 40 minutes. I'm kind of sad. I want to play games, but I'm like, I could do Uber Eats again. I could take overtime, Blue Jackets games. So I need to balance it more. And I was going to say get on games more, but I'm about to go on vacation, so we'll see how that goes. But I do want to play more of it. It seems like most of what I wanted, like I said, my biggest issue is still that there's so many Pokemon that I don't give two shits about now. So I think that will factor into it. And then I know people mock how simplistic it is and they just take pictures, which I don't think that is. I think what made it cool is that it was that, but it was hard to master. Like you had to figure out the tricks with like throwing apples to get Pokemon to come out and like doing different effects to have the Pokemon in different spots. But I felt like to me that was always like a cool thing to figure out, kind of like an arcade game. It was kind of like a meta game inside the game. And I feel like it was cooler because that was all kind of word of mouth, or like when your friend came over.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm intentionally avoiding it, but I feel like everybody's just sharing the best ways to get the best pictures online instantly.
Dude, figuring out how to finally wake up that. My sister came home from school and was like, we found out.
The Snorlax.
Yeah, the Snorlax. Yeah, how'd you know? That's Felix everyone. She like come running in. We threw the N64 on. I think we still had our backpacks on. Like, try it out. See what happens.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess I get in a way because that's natural now. For people to do that online, it's kind of the same way. But for me, I think that takes fun out because online, you can instantly find the best way. When it's you and your friends, it's like everybody kind of figuring it out together online. You could have a community if you form around the right people. Mm-hmm. But if you just search, everybody's going to know the best thing and just everybody's going to gravitate towards that and share that instead. So I've been trying to avoid that. I am worried. This sounds like a kind of silly if you don't want Pokemon to be so simplistic. And it sounds really dumb as I'm saying it. But it has both joystick control it. So the camera, the right joystick will move the camera. But then the left joystick has the lens, and you move the lens. And that just might sound like a really dumb thing. But I feel like it just adds a layer of complexity that Pokemon Snap does not need. And I haven't played enough of it to tell yet, but I feel like the cool things that you do with like the apple or like leading the Pokemon into the lava so then it'll turn into something else, I feel like it's going to be done by just getting like different like upgrades now, which doesn't sound as cool to me. But like I said, I put literally like 40 minutes of it, and 10 minutes of that was like the setup and everything. Yeah. So not a fair judgment yet, just kind of my base thoughts. And might stream more of it. Definitely going to play more of it, but might stream more of it. Okay. And then besides that, I did go back to Rain on Your Parade, the game I talked about last week. Like I said I wanted to get more achievements and do some of the side stuff, but I said that on many games, so I'd see if I follow through with it. But I did do that. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I only have, I think, 4 achievements left. I might get those. I'm not going to. It'd be cool to get all 1,000. I don't do that very often. But a couple of them are pretty tough, so that was it for me this week, though. Just those 2.
I've just got excited because the AK-47 is sucked in Warzone. And I was like, man, that's one of my favorite guns from Call of Duty. And they finally made it actually pretty decent in Warzone. The last update, they made it not only usable, but one of the better guns. So I've just been leveling that up. That's like 1 or 2 games a day or something in between work. But it's the only game I've been playing, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to start with what you've been watching then, since I was talking way more than you?
Yeah, I was going to watch the Mortal Kombat movie, but then that's definitely not up Renee's alley. So instead we watched the Paris Hilton's documentary. It was really well done. It was like fucking 2 hours, but it blew by. They did a really good job on it. I feel bad because I always thought Paris Hilton was that stupid from The Sweet Life. But I found out that was all a ploy. It was a character she played as. Made me feel totally different than what I thought about Paris Hilton. I took some notes on it. Oh, oops, my mic fell down. She didn't agree to releasing that porn. Did you know that? Yeah.
Well, didn't she always say that the leaked? But everybody's like, that's not. There's no way that leaked. Wasn't that always a debate that
yeah,
that was fake?
yeah, I could see that, but I think after this, I definitely see how it wasn't, because now it's like a thing that you do to get famous. But she was the start of that, and she was 18 or 19 at the time, and the guy's a huge fucking douchebag poker player that was like 32 at the time, and she thought it was something personal. So maybe it was. But it made me feel guilty. I wrote this down. It made me feel guilty about many of my middle school cum fests to that one night in Paris. So I felt really bad about that. I'm happy Kim Kardashian was there to give her credit, because she was definitely, that whole family owes Paris Hilton big time, because she made them.
Yeah.
They also talked about her, like, do you realize, like, you were the first influencer, the kids say, and how do you feel about that? And she almost feels responsible for all of these people running around taking selfies and acting like idiots and taking photos of all their food, and she almost feels like she can't live a normal life. But yeah.
So, are you gonna start watching Drew Barrymore and Paris Hilton podcasting or time about talk show?
Unfortunately, that was only one episode.
Oh.
That was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Drew Barrymore does not need to interview people. But then I've been watching Lost.
Oh,
Paris
yeah?
Hilton, that's the only two things. Lost and Paris Hilton. I'm stuck in 2005. Someone come rescue me.
Where are you at in Lost, you know?
I can tell you.
Okay. Go for it.
It's loading. I'm going to Hulu. Still waiting for it to load. It's kind of what my phone's doing right now. You like the audio?
I just realized it's so silent. It's like, man, if you're listening to podcasts, just noise this thing off.
Yeah, I don't. This is I'm having weak connection in here. I think it's like episode 6 or something of the last season.
Oh, look at that. You're on the last season, eh? You have any thoughts? I feel like you don't need to say spoiler warnings. Can anybody watch this? Probably already watched with us, but I guess spoiler warnings.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with Jacob. Like, it's getting a little convoluted and weird. And still feeling the same
Yeah.
about him. Yep.
Okay. All I see is you get a little deeper in, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So what I've been watching was, obviously I watched the second, third round of the NFL draft in person.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched the first round the night before that. And then I'm the madman that was watching all of it. So day 3, I watched rounds 4 through 7. Watched the entire draft. It was fantastic. Watched some more IFL, the football league the Wild Dogs are going to be in. There's also a rumor right now that they're adding a Colorado team next year. I hope that's true.
There you go, buddy.
Because they used to support arena football like crazy. And I don't know if I told you, I made a commitment to myself that if the Wild Dogs open on the road, I'm going no matter where it is. Kind of like I did with when we went to Albany for the Destroyers game. But I couldn't get people to commit to that ridiculous thing because, well, if it's in like this time frame or this amount of distance. So luckily it was Albany and it worked out. But some of these teams are like 30 hours away. But I'm making commitment to myself. If they open on the road, I'm going no matter where it is. There's a team in Louisville now, so it could be as close as like 3.5 hours. Or it could be California and be like 40 hours away. But I'm doing it.
At that point, wouldn't you just fly?
Well, I said I'm committed to going, so yeah, I might. I would like to drive, and so my commitment is going, not driving.
Oh, 'cause you said 30 hours away and stuff like that.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm just meant like distance if you were driving, but if it was that far away, I'd still prefer to drive, but yeah, I'm guessing I'd have to fly if it was actually that far away. But if it's one of the states within like 15 hours even, I feel like I could drive.
If it's a home game?
If it's a home game, I got season tickets, so I'll be there.
Oh.
And then guess maybe look at a road game that would be fun to get, maybe like pick one throughout the year that would be fun to go to. actually be able to pick like a location that I'd prefer. Because if it's open on the road, like I said, I'm going just to be able to go at the first game and the experience of going somewhere. So I wouldn't have a choice of where it's at. But if it's home, then it'd be cool to be able to pick a location for a road game. But I've been watching more of that. I finished The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Feel about the same. It's good. I don't think nearly as good as WandaVision. I'm kind of confused how people are saying it just keeps getting better and better because I definitely don't feel that way. But like I said, I like all the Marvel stuff, and I think it's in line with that.
Yeah, I did see a lot of conservatives are like, it's so funny. People thought this was going to be woke, but it's quite the opposite.
I think they do, the last couple episodes, I think they do some unnecessary stuff with pushing race. I think some of it would be true in like real life, so I think some of it is fitting and doesn't seem off-putting. I think other stuff is a little forced. But yeah, I think, like I said, that joke a couple of the earlier episodes I was not expecting. So yeah, I think it's not just like a one-sided weird thing. Are you going to watch this? I don't want to spoil something.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I think so. It sounds interesting.
I don't want to spoil it because it'll be a big thing, so I don't want to spoil it. Besides that, I watched, you're talking about watching outdated stuff. I watched the making of The Last of Us, as in the original Last of Us. I remember seeing it at the time, but I don't know why I didn't watch it. We always talk about how there's not enough good making of or like behind the scenes. This is like the Halo behind the scenes stuff that I always talk about how much I love him. I think you said you liked him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Naughty Dog put it out, and it's like an hour and a half on their YouTube channel, or on Sony's YouTube channel. And it's like just like those Halo videos, an hour and a half long of the making of The Last of Us, and it's super interesting. You see a lot of stuff like behind the scenes that you don't normally see. And I need to start paying attention. Maybe there's more of these documentaries than I give credit for, and I'm just like, they need to do more. And then the ones that are out there I don't pay attention to. It would be more interesting if it's like this, games that I actually am interested in. But finished that, and then, like I said, for May the 4th, watched Star Wars The Bad Bunch, or Batch. I always say Bunch. Yeah. I liked it. Like I said, a few of the things I was wondering or curious about, we talked about. A couple things I still don't really like is these aren't spoilers. They come like the first couple minutes, the lead Jedi or whatever, the Padawan. But that's probably important. He's a Padawan, so he looks like he's supposed to be like 10 years old, 12 years old, and they get this man the deepest voice and does not fit him at all and sounds super corny. I'm curious when you watch it what you think of it. And I guess the other thing isn't really a fair criticism because the show is what it is. But all I could think about is how fucking cool these would look if it was live action. And
The whole Clone Wars series.
yeah.
Man.
But I like the Clone Wars, and like I said, that's not really a fair judgment because that's not what it is. And then since it is cartoony, I don't care if it's animated. I know there's a lot of weird adults that won't watch anything that's not live action. But the downside of it being animated is that they go farther than even the Star Wars movies do have like silly moments and stuff for kids. But obviously being animated goes farther where there's like too much dumb stuff that takes you out of it, especially with something like this. It's kind of like darker and like the bad guys or whatever.
That's why I liked, speaking of Samurai Jack, the first Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that wasn't in there. Almost like an anime.
Yeah. I was going to say something else about
I think
it.
the Clone Wars movie is really bad about that.
Yeah, it was. I loved it as a kid, and I still like it now, but no, it definitely has that. Oh, I know what else I was going to say. They really remind me of the Spartan crew from Halo Reach. I think that's another reason why I want to see it live action, even like the way they like banter and everything. It reminds me a lot of that and how they each have like a special ability.
You can go back. There's a way to watch just their episodes in Clone Wars.
I plan on watching I've seen a lot of Clone Wars anyways, but I want to watch all of it.
There's like a special order to watch those, right?
Yeah.
If you go through, just watch maybe just their episodes, because there was, spoilers, there were some members that died. But that was pretty early on, but
Yeah.
I mean, just go look up their episodes too, because their story's pretty removed from everything else.
Okay.
They're almost like they were almost primed for a spinoff, like they knew they were going to do this.
All right.
So maybe go back and just watch their episodes. Maybe you'd like it more.
I gotcha. I'm excited to see more of it. It said there's 16 episodes going to be out. This is just the first one.
Really?
So, yeah. So I do want to see more of it. That's all I've been watching. Have you been reading/listening to any books?
No.
Me either. I'm trying to figure out what my next one's going to be. Like I said, I have multiple credits and a trip coming up.
It's a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, I think the trip, I don't know if I'll be listening to audiobooks actually because I'm going to 2 other people, and I told you my story of being with my friend Little Zach and having to listen to Harry Potter. I'm not going to do that to other people. But I was thinking that would be a perfect thing to do if I do Uber Eats a good amount, because I'm just going to be in the car driving, and it was so relaxing just putting on podcasts and music and having. So I think audiobook might be perfect for that. So me either on that. We can get to the free games. So on Xbox you have 360 Lego Batman till May 31st. Xbox One you have truck race every
Jesus,
time.
Xbox just went off.
Truck racing championship till May 15th. And Armello till May 31st. PlayStation Plus you have PS4 Battlefield 5 and Stranded Deep. And PS5 Wreckfest Drive Hard Die Last till May 31st. And the play-at-home game is Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition till May 15th. Do you have any fake outrage?
Yeah, I do actually. It's funny you brought that up.
I don't this week, so good.
Also, I went to Target today though, but to look at the Space Jam toys.
Hmm?
Well, there's some other stuff I want to check out there, but they look awful.
Really?
Because LeBron's like a big theme of it, so it'd be cool to maybe pick up a couple of them.
Uh-huh.
But they look so shittily made.
Hmm.
There's like some little figures that have been cool to maybe, I don't know, get a couple of them, but somebody had robbed that whole set. There's some cool toys for the new Space Jam, but I don't know. Kind of robbed me of my excitement. But,
Actually, I don't think we talked about Space Jam on here. What do you think of that trailer?
I don't know what I was expecting from a sequel, but kind of hampered my feelings a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like I knew what I was expecting, and I think a lot of people were hating on it, was just kind of like a complete copy of Space Jam, but with LeBron. I think a lot of people didn't want that because they thought you were kind of like everybody talks about old movies. Now it's our generation doing it. You can't remake it, and you can't have LeBron because he's just the Jordan of now. So that seems to make sense and give it to a new audience that isn't us. So I was completely okay with that. What I didn't like was the animation style. I thought was weird, first off. And then I was like, whatever. But then when it got into the arena, that's where I really didn't like it. It had like a real Tron theme to it, which I love Tron, but that does not fit Space Jam at all. And then where it really lost me, which I'm still going to see it, and this stuff could end up being cool. I'm still going to give it a chance. But where it really lost me was when they were having a game, and then it like broke out into a Ready Player One movie.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like Space Jam mixing the world of Tron and Ready Player One, which all things I love, but no reason any of those should be together. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is right now.
Yeah, the toys were terrible, and the one thing I was like, that'd be kind of cool to pick a couple of those. Sold out, and there's like a little fit. I was like, God, I'm just so tired of collecting plastic right now. I want to save for buy some property, so I didn't pick them up. But my fake outrage, bud, was it had actually happened on this episode.
Oh.
When I said I'd found a new content creator that was gaming and political, and you just automatically assume, oh, who is he? Who is he? He is in a male. When I said gaming and content creator, I don't know why you don't automatically assume that, but also she's a minority. Yep, a minority.
Are you done on my cough? Something like that?
A black female.
Okay, so.
And you disregarded it and said male. You probably automatically thought Caucasian male, too. That probably just popped right in your fucking head. Your racist, disgusting filled head. So, that's how I'm feeling right now.
Can I give you a bit of real outrage and not fake?
Sure, I guess so. That wasn't fake, though. But, okay, go ahead.
That you just presented that as fake outrage, because I can see where you're coming from, and I would be outraged as well. So I don't appreciate that you framed that as fake outrage.
We're getting so meta into this episode. I love it.
So I'm sorry. You deserve that.
Yeah.
And she deserves better.
Yeah.
You know,
A strong minority woman.
you know, I must say something. Um,
I'm just waiting for more racism to come out of your mouth.
you're talking about Giant Bomb. How do you think that just screams minority hiring? I looked up an article when they hired Dan and
Oh, no. Go ahead. I know where this is going.
Dan and Jason. I guess there was huge outrage from the gaming community, and they had a ton of personalities destroying for hiring all white males. So I feel like if you look at it, there's an Asian dude on there, and they've had multiple women, and I feel like they don't care, but I feel like they might go, what the hell? If we're not just doing that and still getting criticized, that I feel like if they don't feel that way, they might just fucking do it to, like, we're already hiring these people, and you guys are these people.
Definitely joking, too, about there.
Oh, no, I know.
I'm just so used to those corporate messages.
Yeah, I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised
Quotas.
they do that, but I bet it's not even just for that reason. Like I said, I don't think they have any issue with people like that, but I don't think that they hire for that, which is supposed to be the point, which doesn't make sense.
But I'm serious about this gothic chick. I think you'd like her.
Okay.
I was excited. My coworker, my 60-year-old coworker, watches her, and
I'll
I
check
think
it
he's
out.
like, "This kid's a gamer. Let me tell him about this girl."
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
by the way, let me tell you a story real quick. It was a good story I wanted to keep for the podcast. This probably could be used on stories I shouldn't tell. But
Okay.
I feel like it's a good place for it. This same guy was like, we were talking about something where this girl she was drunk on her podcast, and she got super anti-police and said F the police, and then immediately drove off and hit a police officer and killed him. They got in a high-speed chase and backed up. I don't know, it was a huge mess, but then she was profusely apologizing. I was like, yeah, she's blasting I work with a lot of black guys. She's blasting a NWA, man, in the background, and said, fuck the police, and then immediately left there and killed one. Also, when cops die, it's never like, oh, this guy was a bachelor. It's always like, he had 6 children and 1 on the way. You know what I'm saying? Not saying bachelors should die, but they always have like a bunch of kids and a wife that's pregnant.
Just like the NFL draft used to be until this year, they finally realized it. And this guy just got taken the first pick overall, and his entire family died in a fire, and he almost didn't make it. Oh my God, what? Why are you doing this right now?
There was one newscaster I was watching where he said something like, yeah, just right now his mom died, or something like that, along the lines of that. And the other guys, they're so stuck in that fake news personality. He goes, don't you hate when that happens? Or something like that. They're so stuck in that fakeness. But yeah, he was like, I was like, yeah, you should play an NWA in the background. NWA? I was like, what the yeah, NWA, the rap group?
Ryan?
Never heard of them. Because in the 60s, it was like, NWA, the rap group? What's that stand for? Is this a fucking...
No whites allowed. We figured out in the
no
movie.
whites allowed. And I was like glancing around, is there cameras somewhere? Like, what the hell's happening here? NWA.
So I'll have to
What's
ask
that
my
stand for?
grandson Ryan about that.
I was like, are you serious? Like, I don't know what to do. I think he was fucking with me, though, because he was like, oh, yeah, I know who they are. Ice Cube. But I really thought I was getting, like, it was HR.
Yeah.
Had set something up, and I was getting trapped. And then he looks at me, and he's like, you could have said it if you wanted to, man. I don't care if you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still felt like there were still cameras everywhere. I was like, yeah, okay. You could say it, man. You died. I'm giving you the pass. It's like sitting there like nervous, like there is definitely. And eventually I was like, dude, is there like cameras around here? What's going on? And he just started laughing. So I think he's just fucking with me.
Yeah.
But, he's also like in his 60s. But yeah, so he showed me this chick,
Okay.
Gothics.
Very nice.
But yeah, that's it. That's the full story.
I got you.
Yep.
I should have talked about this when talking about the draft. I had to own up to it because we talked about this on the podcast before. My bet about
Oh yeah.
the number 1 pick, I said it'd be Justin Fields to the Jaguars. My friend at work, my manager actually, said it'd be Trevor Lawrence. So I had to wear this sign. That's actually coming through well.
Yeah, it is. It's the Jaguars logo for the audio
yeah.
listeners. It says #1 Jaguars fan.
Which is the most generic. That's like what you see in Madden, the fans wearing.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
one Jaguars fan. Had to wear it around all day at work, and yeah, he went all out. I was going to draw on a piece of paper and just stick it to his back, but this thing was professionally made but on top of cardboard, which makes it funny. And it's our own. I don't know if you saw that. It's our own cardboard, too. And
Real people, real service.
and also it smells like firewood, so I feel like it's a
Look at that.
string from a firewood. And smelled firewood around my neck all day. Do you smell it?
That doesn't smell bad, though.
Oh, no, I like that smell. It's just kind of intoxicating when it's around your neck all day.
Makes you think of, like, Halloween or fall.
Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose?
I don't think so. I feel like you just need a string. It's oh, shit, I got wood there.
Yeah, he did a really good job on this thing.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Holy shit. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Just a shitty team.
That's the funny thing. You know I don't even hate the Jaguars. There'd be a team I'd root for secondarily, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't feel neutral about it. It's big Urban Meyer being there now, too. I want to see
Oh,
him
that would definitely help. I wish they didn't take Trevor Lawrence because that kind of hinders it. But, yeah, I've always kind of liked the Jaguars, and I love Urban Meyer. And I hate Trevor Lawrence, but.
I think Urban Meyer would have been lynched, though, if he didn't do that.
Like I said, the only reason I know that anybody knows anything thinks that's the dumbest bet in the world. Everybody mocked me. Like I said, I think it made sense in the fact that.
I was there with you, buddy.
Yeah. Urban Meyer said that Just Fields is the best quarterback he's ever seen. So I don't know how you passing the best quarterback he's ever seen, which obviously meant he saw Trevor Lawrence and he thought he was better than him. Okay.
Also comes down to a lot more people choosing to.
Yeah.
Just him.
So I just had to own up to that. Besides that, no Bro Hawks this week. I'm leaving for my trip Friday. We usually record on Thursdays, so we're going to take a week off and then come back. We did stream the NFL draft if you want to watch that, kind of a substitute. And then the week after that, we'll be back with it and have a probably long episode because there's a lot happened. We haven't even talked about the draft and our experience there, which we did a little bit here. And then still haven't done an Extra Life stream. Going to try and do 2 this month. I don't know if it's possible with everything going on. I have 3 trips, I think, this month. But I'm going to try and make it happen. As always, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Current Backlog. And you can email any questions, or feedback to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. Do you have anything else, buddy?
You have nice hands.
Thank you. I feel like they're kind of...
They made a Mandalorian version of this at Target today.
I saw that at Target when I was there.
Whoa.
That's all for you, though?
That's it.
All right. New clap it out for this one. Back with a new
buddy.
snack. Oh,
You're
you've
gonna
had
hate
these?
me. That's one of my favorite candies.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, those are amazing.
Is this might be offensive. Oh, no, it says Japan. I was going to say, I'm guessing this is Asian candy, but it literally says Japan
Yeah,
on
I
it.
love these candies.
I haven't seen them. They're not, I didn't think they're like unique or anything. I haven't gotten them at Myers. I just haven't seen them.
Mm-hmm.
And I love watermelon, but they felt disgusting. I got to be honest with you. That's why I got them. Just a feeling, at least.
I've never had the watermelon flavored, though.
Oh, okay.
So this is new for me.
Oh, what the fuck? Well, that does not smell like watermelon.
It smells good to me.
Really?
Bubblegum and watermelon. It smells like kind of like fucking. You know what this actually smells like? Now that get in there.
Chemicals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nail polish.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
And they're not.
I
That-
think you should try that.
Oh. They're not green or pink. And what? It's like a sandy texture on it.
You're gonna hate them.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
I meant to have my drink, but I'm going to tear it in half here. Oh.
The noises.
I'm really trying to taste it because there's a hint of good in there. It reminds me of something, but yeah, overall it's not good. Were the other ones you had better than this?
Yeah.
Okay. Japan.
It's not that bad either, but I'll try another one.
I'll go for it. You have the bag. Why don't you put them all in your mouth and see what that's like?
Really?
If you want to.
They're so warm too.
Yeah. That's my own fault. I've been having it in my pocket.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Feel like no, it's like the outer shell thing is very bitter. It's drying. Like it's like almost like a starch on the outside.
Yeah.
It dries out your mouth.
Watermelon gummy candy is very delicious. Please have a fun time with this watermelon gummy candy. It's the most Japanese sentence ever in English. That literally sounds like an E3 presentation. Please enjoy the game.
It's like it's eating a ball sack with holes in it or something.
You know what else we didn't do?
Look at that starchy stuff.
We didn't do a game show. Should we do a special game show right here? Or
Let's
skip
do it.
Okay. I gave you were bummed about Ryan letting you down with pictures, so I gave you a picture one. You ready for this?
Sure.
We got 10 pictures.
10 pictures. Okay.
Yep. I think some are going to be easy for you, some I don't know if you'll know.
The Last of Us, Ellie.
Yep, Ellie. Okay. Yeah. So that's 2 points.
Okay. Clementine.
Damn it.
Walking Dead.
Okay.
Shepard. Commander Shepard from
Yeah.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, I guess I'll let you say final answer so that way you can think.
Fine.
That was my fault.
Oh, damn it. Rex from Mass Effect. Final answer.
Oh boy. I'm
Shepard.
not doing so good
Rex.
here. All right. This one's getting cut off a bit for some reason.
I don't remember her name. That's Uncharted. I don't remember her name. I didn't play that one.
Skip over it then.
Yeah.
I think she's been in all of them except maybe the first one. I thought she'd been in all of them, but
She had her own, though, right? With
she had a spin-off, like a standalone thing. Yeah. Well, it's an expansion, whatever you want to call it. But her name is Chloe.
Chloe. Yeah, okay.
That aftertaste is fucking terrible.
There's a start, I think it's like an anti-clumping thing, and it coats your mouth.
Ugh.
Oh, fuck. It's definitely Mario. That is so... I don't like that.
There's a worse picture I found in this one, but I gave you this one.
Yoshi's girlfriend. Final answer.
Birdo.
But, yep, that's what I thought. Not at all. Mudkip? Pokemon? Is that Mudkip? Final answer?
That's Sobble. He's
Sobble.
Pokemon.
Isn't Mudkip a Pokemon, too?
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm saying you had that part right.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. So it's definitely the cake is a lie, that stupid fucking meme. I can't pronounce it. That's the worst part. It's like Gardos. I don't know. Hold on. Jardos. I don't see. This sounds like a fucking Pokemon at this point.
That's probably how they get their names now. Jarnarn? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
What is he? He's a flashlight. Oh, shit, that's genius.
Oh, fuck. I can't. Hold on. Oh, I feel like it's like right on the tip of my tongue, and then I say something real stupid. Like I'm thinking of the name, and then I just go, Gyarados? Gyarados?
That's a good Pokemon.
Yeah, it is.
You have to get Magikarp into, the water, and then
Yeah.
he turns into that Pokemon
Yeah.
Snap.
GLaDOS? Final answer, GLaDOS.
Yep, you got it.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Holy shit, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I feel like it's Sam. I can't remember his last name. Sam, final answer. I don't know.
Frank West.
Frank West. That was speaking of Snap, that was like Pokemon Snap.
Oh.
Oh, fuck, what is her name? Fear.
I was going to say, it's part of the reason I put this in here, because me and you're like, what is it? I'm not going to say it, but what is it this?
Eve? What is her name? She's just a big part of that game series. They mention her all the time. Eve, final answer.
Alma.
Alma, yeah, I never got that.
I think that was 10. Yep.
Was it?
Yeah, so you got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got half. Okay.
Half, look at that.
Yep.
All
Not
right
bad.
at the beginning.
Yeah. And you got GLaDOS in the middle there, but yeah. Not bad.
Definitely not Gyarados.
Hey, you still outdid Ryan.
All right. Is that it?